Welcome to episode 59 of The Bracket. Today, we are doing the most universally liked people. No Nikki Clicky or Francis today, but we have subs, both Kelly Keegs and Caroline and Rudy as well. And we actually have all three members of a new podcast, no?
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Why don't you give you guys give a little pitch?
The podcast is called Please End This.
We pick
But not
a
in a
topic.
depressed way.
Oh, like in a fun way.
Said that's so depressed, though.
No, it's not like, oh, please end this. I don't really know why it's called that. Some guy on Twitter had
you
that
call it
ad and he
pet.
wanted
You say
to kill
pet? Do you
himself.
say pet?
Yeah, we say pet. We do.
Oh.
It's a good.
But only like the like real like true pets get it.
And we have really good chemistry because Caroline's wearing my name on her sweater.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like some kind of freak. Like,
Yeah,
I
wow.
am.
Fan.
So obsessed.
I got this made because I wanted Tommy to notice me today. I got it made bright
Otherwise, I
Whoa,
usually
what does
don't
it say?
speak to her unless we
red.
find
It
a
says
microphone.
Tommy
Oh,
Jeans.
Jean. Well, I didn't actually know what that word.
autism.
Well, you probably want some time.
Yeah, she wants in your jeans. Is
Yeah,
what that
Yeah.
I was
translates to
hoping you'd be
directly.
wearing
The
jeans
jeans of my
today.
children.
So our first matchup of the
Raining on
day
that wood.
of the most universally liked people. And the shout out to when I tweeted out the guy who gave us a suggestion. Great suggestion. First matchup is our 12 seed versus our 5 seed. 5 seed on Mulatto list, Alex Trebek. Alex Trebek. That's a dude. You couldn't find a person that says a bad word about Alex Trebek, except for the maybe like person that he called a nerd. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he was a little bitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was snarky.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
What were they, an acapella group or something?
No, it was like a contestant. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, says I'm in an acapella group, and he goes, so nerds, in other words.
It's like a nerd. It's like you host Jeopardy.
Yeah.
It's like the house of nerds.
Yeah.
Alex Trebek is going up against the number 12 seed, Jamie Foxx, who's another person where you're hard pressed to find someone who doesn't like Jamie Foxx. And he's also like a multi-hyphenate of everything.
If we're going not personal opinion,
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. I was thinking
Universal,
the same thing.
who's more universally liked?
Well,
A lot of racists out there, KenJac.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
there's
that's
also a lot of
facts,
people that
that's
hate
facts.
Canadians, so
True.
let's not go too far in one way.
True, but old people love
I
Trebek.
think we got to go ahead and just take racist out of the equation.
That's out of the equation for when we're doing university.
Look, I wish we could take racists out of the equation, but sadly, this is reality.
KB, you go first. Jamie Foxx or Alex Trebek?
I feel like this is tough to discern between personal opinion and who we think is more universally loved.
Yeah, what are we voting on, to be clear?
It's our opinion, right?
I
It's who we like more.
It's who we think is the more
universally
universally beloved.
I see.
Yeah. So you have to sort of take your own personal opinion.
I'm giving Fox because he's the comedy, acting, and music.
He's a multi-hyphenate.
I'm most impressed by him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Fair. Kelly?
I'm going Trebek solely because he is like, he was on TV and everybody's home for our entire lives. Like, the fact that all of us even still know who he is, like my parents know, my grandparents know, like every single person
I didn't know.
knows who he is. That's crazy.
I
What do
know.
you mean you didn't
Right
know?
now, you don't know who that is?
Yeah, I was like Alex Trebek.
What?
Okay, and then I
He
just
was-
waited for context. Well, I know now. I waited for context clues.
Okay.
That's how you get through this.
That is how you always
I
get.
changed my vote to Trebek.
Everyone knows him, you know?
he's more universal.
He's the same. You know Alex Trebek the same way you know Bob Barker. You know what I mean? Like he's just kinda,
Definitely.
like that kind of vibe.
I don't know
like
who that is.
middle America.
I
You
mean,
know?
it's tough.
Do you know Bob Barker,
Caroline was homeschooled, so
yeah.
Bob
She gets a pass.
Yeah.
He was the Price is Right. Now it's
Yeah.
True
Is he
Care.
still alive? I know he's
No. I'm pretty sure he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the number one dead or alive guy. I think he's
He
alive.
really is.
Bob Barker?
I think
He's got to be 100 if he has. I'll look it up right now. Bob
Good question.
Barker.
He is.
You think he's
I
dead?
don't really remember his. Oh my God, he's 99. He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
Wow.
Damn, good for him.
That's crazy. Well,
Good for him.
maybe he'll have a 100th
I
birthday
wonder
party.
how-
Still barking.
Internationally.
He just turned 99.
Wow.
December-
Barkers don't die.
No,
December
he's still
12th.
barking.
December 12th, Sagittarius.
I wonder how internationally known Alex Trebek is.
Oh, that's a
very
good
curious. I have no clue if they watch Jeopardy in other countries at all.
Well, they're stupid. in other
well,
countries,
yeah,
so.
they definitely do.
They do.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
different versions of it that are hosted by different people?
No, I think that I don't know, but
Is there a French language one hosted by a French?
I bet Jeopardy goes crazy in India.
Yeah. Well,
Are you thinking about Slumdog Millionaire?
No, I'm just thinking about
That's
like
what I was thinking.
they're like they're like
A lot of it is
intelligent
American-
people.
A lot of Jeopardy's American based, I feel.
That's what I'm saying. If it was a different host in different countries, I don't know.
Well,
if they
then
do
you just
that.
don't know about that.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
doesn't help Alex Trebek's case.
Yeah. What are you picking, Tommy?
That's Alex Trebek.
Without a doubt.
There's nobody like. Also, dying's huge. Dying is huge for this because
Yeah.
they just love dead people. Like we already got to like Alex Trebek dying was it was like everywhere, and everybody was just praising him. Nobody had a bad word to say about it. There's nothing you could dislike about Alex Trebek. And I think Jamie Foxx, same thing, but he's way more talented. But Alex Trebek, I think, is more universal.
What's the expression that people fetishize death? Is that the expression?
Maybe.
It sounds right.
Whenever people die, people just they go apeshit for it. They're like, "Oh my god, rest in peace, thoughts and prayers." Like
I'm a
people love
mourner
it.
police.
Oh, you don't like when people mourn?
Check the
I'm
check
kinda
the
making
follower.
about
I check
them.
the follower count and check who's mutuals and see who follows
On
them after
Facebook,
the
you
death.
mean? Oh, good point.
Facebook.
I thought that's you can only do that. You can only, I'm thinking about in real life.
These are deaths that you know personally.
I'm thinking about personal deaths. Yeah, like people from your high school, like when they go on and they're like, "Oh my God, rest in peace to this guy who died from my high school, whatever." And you go on and see like, were you really friends? That's why I thought you were.
Oh no, I'm celebrities. I check the follower
Okay.
count.
Wow, that's deep. That's
wow.
deep.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I don't like when people get too shook by celebrity deaths. I
think some would shake me.
Yeah, but take it easy. I think people sometimes it's like you're not
True.
that affected.
True.
Trebek, because this is sad. I watched Jeopardy. Juice WRLD got to me a little bit. I liked, but he just still makes new music.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty unaffected.
It's non-stop.
He's not
agree
dead.
with
Yeah.
Every new music Friday.
Every week.
I've been pretty unaffected by
He
Juice.
must have been the hardest working man ever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
to have that much of an archive.
Did you ever watch his documentary? It's weird on HBO.
He just apparently he didn't write songs. He would just go in the booth and sing for a few minutes, and it's like that was a song.
Yeah.
He's
Generational talent.
unbelievable, dude. His freestyle
It's-
videos are
yeah.
unbelievable.
It kind of sucks because I was becoming a Juice head when he died.
Yeah.
So was I,
Now you're a
dude.
juice
Edward's
sad.
just getting into his shit.
The only one that actually made me like legitimately sad was Mac Miller.
That one was sad.
It's tragic, tragic
real
deaths.
sad over that one.
Yeah, baseball.
People are still sad about Mac Miller. Like
It was
in
just so
in
young.
a wild way. Yeah, yeah.
that's a
It's
very
sad.
interesting one. I could have put Mac Miller on here too. I didn't, but I mean, he could have.
I don't think he falls in the category though.
I don't think he's big enough.
I think he got the bump because he died tragically.
Yeah.
No offense, but I think that is true.
Caroline.
Okay, so I didn't know who Alex Trebek was.
Until now or until
No, I didn't know the name. I knew that the Jeopardy guy died, and I knew
You know what he looks like?
white and old.
Yep.
That was a good
Spot
guess.
on.
So Jamie Foxx, growing up, I do know that like really conservative people don't like him. I don't know what he did.
Really
It's funny.
conservative people.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what is he like? Very political or no?
I think he's just black.
Oh, that's sad.
yeah.
There's
It
the
is
problem with the.
I just remember being young.
It's a little political,
and
but
people
barely.
being like, "Oh, Jamie Foxx." But when you think about everything he added to Gold Digger
Yeah.
Mhm.
and how he is like a funny actor who makes music, and then he just pulled out the pipes of like the century
Mhm.
just for like a quick little 30-second thing. You got, I mean, every time you hear that song, like
Wait, he's the voice?
he's
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
he's that
Yeah.
guy.
And I'm in need.
It's unbelievable.
I
It's
never realized that was
no, it's
Yeah.
you
Very
think
good.
you think
indeed.
that is
Very
Oh,
good.
see a gold.
no, he's incredible
Yeah,
and amazing. And
That
I also didn't
digs
know who
on
Alex
me.
Trebek was.
Changed my vote, but
I'm going with Jamie Foxx. Yet.
Yeah, he's multi-hyphenated.
We
He
hate
does
Kanye.
everything.
Very
Sorry.
talented. Oh yes, but
Ray.
if we could
Kanye's
just
piece of
get
shit.
his version on a loop with a beat, bump, 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 again, you take my mind with the beat. I think we should be playing that 24/7.
Agreed.
Jay.
Blame It. Also a
Incredible.
great song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
Blame It on the
totally
Juice.
his song.
Got me feeling
Yeah.
loose.
Yeah.
Lemon on
Yeah.
A T-Pain. too.
Lemon on a
And back then, everyone was throwing T-Pain on a song. It was
Yeah.
a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Pain though.
That's a great song. But that being said, I mean,
Bartender. Ooh.
I feel like death is over fetishized, but Alex Trebek is a guy a lot of people got legitimately sad about because he was part of their evening routines. So I was never a big Jeopardy guy, but I still think it's Alex.
You seem like you would be a big Jeopardy guy.
I'm surprised by that.
I guess you're
That doesn't
if they did
surprise me.
football
There's
every
barely
week,
any
I'm sure you would
sports,
be
yeah.
more into it. Yeah, but
Oh,
I guess
true,
more
I
broad
guess.
topics. I saw a video recently of T-Pain singing. I didn't realize how good of a singer he really.
Oh yeah, Tiny Desk.
Oh, he's
You
amazing.
gotta watch his
Yeah.
Tiny Desk.
He was like, "Why didn't anyone know I was a great singer?" It's like, because everyone fucking talked about autotune. That's all I
Yeah.
remember talking.
But that was his claim
Did you
to
hear about
fame.
that shit?
Yeah.
About how he was? I don't know if it was recently or the last couple of years. He came out and said some shit like Usher ruined his confidence for years because Usher like singled him out and was like to his face, not even to the press or anything. Was like, you are ruining music because you make songs in autotune.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, people felt that way.
He legitimately,
Usher.
no, literally, and he didn't make music. He was depressed for years. It was a long time, and then he finally came back and he did that Tiny Desk thing where he sang for real, and everyone was like, "Wow, he can sing for real." He's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm fucking."
But it's also like he's writing his music,
you, Usher,
and stuff
basically.
like that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
sure
a good
he's like
guy.
producing stuff, and like, so it's like, okay, yeah, he's using autotune, but
Sure, was just pissed because he sounds
stylistic.
he is like the auto tune version of Usher. To be honest, like I love
Yeah.
Usher songs as well, but I don't like that attitude from Usher.
I know, but Usher is just so fantastic. Kesha too, justice for an auto-tune queen.
Oh yeah, very much.
Yeah,
And yeah, he was a fantastic lyricist.
Yeah.
We had drinks, we drank.
We drunk 'em, got drunk,
and
I mean, Bob.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Madison,
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Put you in a mansion.
Yeah.
In Wisconsin.
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
Incredible.
I saw an interesting thing with him the other day where he said that when he did the auto-tune thing, to make it like unique, he would actually like know the software so well that he would sing out of pitch so that it would be in pitch on auto-tune.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Have you ever seen the video of Justin Bieber singing on like the Today Show and they have autotune on his voice? It's messing him up so bad. He sounds terrible. He's like, take this autotune off. It's making me sound bad because it's correcting the pitches, but he's already right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
you
that's
guys ever
crazy.
seen Justin Bieber acoustic 22 minutes in New Zealand?
No, I've never
Like
seen.
I've heard you talk about this.
Okay.
A lot.
Drop a link.
It's one of my favorite YouTube videos.
That's a
Look up
random
Justin
ass-
Bieber New Zealand, and it's just him. It's
Is it like a medley?
playing all his hits, yeah, a cappella.
One Less Lonely Girl.
Wow.
I don't know if he does one. I know he does. I'll take you home to mama. Underrated one.
Ooh.
I respect Justin Bieber. I don't think that even holds a candle. Juice WRLD hour-long freestyle.
That is very impressive too. Yeah.
So sick.
Where you going, Rudy?
Trebek.
Trebek.
Because I think that he was just, before his passing, was just a consummate professional.
Mhm.
You know, I think that he was just wildly respected as a really good dude. And I do have respect for people that, when they're diagnosed with cancer, choose to like basically continue living their life.
Mm-hmm.
And
Walter White.
Deep, yeah.
Yeah.
Fictional character.
just like Walter White.
Yeah.
Walter
Not
White, now
Chadwick
it's Trebek.
Boseman, Walter White.
That's just
Fucking Cheah, man.
don't say shit about it. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Trebek.
Trebek.
Let's obviously address the elephant in the room. When Ken Jennings got the Jeopardy job, I was a little bit critical of that, but I think he's done a great job.
He's done solid.
Thank you for
Were you
addressing-
critical?
Thank you for addressing
I
that.
thought that he was gonna. I thought he was like the only selection.
David Faber. If you saw David Faber's week, you would
He
have.
had more.
Oh, I didn't.
He has more like
Co-sign that, Tommy.
Yeah, right. David Faber was amazing.
Oh wow.
more oomph for sure.
Yeah, but Ken Jennings has been great, and he's really carried the torch well. So.
And Jennings is from
I'll say
close to my hometown, New Jersey, somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I made that up.
Seems like such a Utah guy. Like I just look
Might
at
have
him.
made that up.
Yeah, he does.
Feels Mormon.
Utah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just smells like a
I'm
Mormon.
gonna look it up. I might have made that up, but I feel like
You know he just has
In my head, I
12
knew that.
wives under 16.
Oh yeah. The next matchup is the number 4 seed Dolly Parton, who I don't know how I'm going to be able to vote against, but it's going up against the 13 seed Robin Williams, another very universal.
Oh my
beloved
God.
person. This is a death match, and I'm very curious where Rudy goes
Well,
with this.
half of a death match.
Well, yeah, technically speaking.
Titties.
Titties.
Dolly
Big
Parton.
biddies.
And like
Yeah.
Dolly Parton, I feel like is properly appreciated, but also very underappreciated for what she brought to, or continues to bring to music. Like how many songs she wrote that other people did that are incredible, and like, she's just a beast. In addition to being
Whitney
obviously,
Houston
Mhm.
song.
yeah.
I will always love you.
I'll always love you. Is her,
Yep.
yeah.
I can't even remember who was she up against?
Robin
Williams.
Williams.
oh yeah.
It's Dolly Parton.
I think it's Dolly Parton.
One for Dolly Parton.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Out of turn.
I might catch from some heat for this, but Rob Williams, whatever, man. Like,
Oh my God.
Oh man.
like,
Ooh,
he was
wow.
okay, like Jack, like
Why you picked that movie? That's the bad one.
Dead Poets Aside.
Bicentennial Man.
Blubber.
Have a Goodwill Hunter.
Yeah.
Will
Mr.
Hunting.
Mom.
Yeah, like
Or no, that wasn't.
This is Doubtfire.
Doubtfire? Yeah, have we not said that yet?
Doubtfire is what you're looking for.
Doubtfire, sure.
What's his serious movie? Oh,
Good
you
Will
know,
Hunting.
actually, can
Goodwill
I
Hunting.
say
It's so good.
Good Will
an
Hunting.
amazing Robin Williams movie? 1 hour photo. You guys like that movie?
No, I've never seen
Oh, I love it. Do you
That's
like it,
okay.
KenJac? You like that movie or no? You hate it?
No, I think it's a solid movie. I was about to ask Gooch. Do you remember how he's the bad guy in Insomnia? Was it right? The Christopher Nolan
That
movie?
was in the one in Alaska.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
That was Nome, Alaska, or something
Yeah,
in Alaska.
Insomnia.
Where the
I don't remember
it's
that.
dark 24/7.
I remember a movie where
Right.
he's a bad guy. I thought
Both
it was
right.
Insomnia, but
I thought that's the same movie.
not sure. Gotta double check the sources here.
But yeah, I mean, I like some of his movies, but he's,
Ez.
incredible actor.
Ed
No,
Will.
he's-
You Ed Robin Williams.
What?
You Ed him. You
Give
Ed
him
him.
an
Yeah.
Oh, you
Ed,
I thought you may
apostrophe
saw him in
D.
Ed. Yeah.
Yeah, he's whatever. So,
Edited him.
Sorry.
You ever watch a little picture called Jumanji?
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did.
Jumanji.
I never have.
it was all right.
I haven't either.
Like, you don't
Aladdin?
think
That's
you
a
don't
good
think
movie.
literally
Aladdin,
anybody else could have played in Jumanji and made it good? Like it was fine. The Rock did it.
Yeah, and it wasn't as good.
Yeah, I mean he just never really did it for me. Who's he going up against?
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton. I've actually learned a lot about Dolly Parton. My kid has a it's like read these like people that came from nothing to do great things. And Dolly Parton is actually like an incredible story. Like her uncle had her on a radio station when she was like 11, and then she just became a professional singer, and now she's like one of the most charitable human beings like in the world, and, like wildly rich and overcome a lot, huge feminist stories. So definitely Dolly.
All right, Caroline.
Going off of that note, I actually saw a Instagram reel where Dolly Parton was talking to like another actress, and they were like all complaining that it was really hot and like their wigs were bad, and Dolly didn't say like a thing, and they were like, oh, Dolly, aren't you like overheated? And she was like, I always wanted to be rich and famous, so I'm not going to complain about anything ever again. I got my dream.
Queen.
I know.
Wow.
That's giving Queen.
So cool.
Yeah. No, it's
majorly giving Queen.
It is. And although I do love Robin Williams, and I'm not ing Robin Williams, I will say, do we love him or do we love his characters?
Facts. I don't know him at all.
Portrays the characters, so it's like I wouldn't love like.
Do we love the life he brings to the characters?
I wouldn't like the genie in Aladdin if it wasn't voiced by him. I don't.
How about Shaq? I liked him still when it was Shaq.
When he in Kazam or
So, anyways, I'm picking.
Yes.
I'm picking Dolly.
one other one for Dolly. I actually met Robin Williams right before he died.
Really?
What?
Yeah. I used to be a grip on this show called Louis. It was Louis C.K.'s show.
I love that show, Louis.
Yeah, very funny show.
Hilarious
I don't
show.
know Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I've been trying to rewatch
You're
it.
lying.
I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, they took it off in a lot of places.
Yeah, but I mean, he's back now.
So when I was in,
Is he?
I was a freshman in college, I think, and we did a shot or a big scene in like Fordham Cemetery. Actually, it was like yeah, and like the
on
scene there.
Fordham campus?
Yeah, well, no, on the Fordham, in the middle of a Fordham Cemetery. I don't know how close it was to the campus, but we're in the middle of that, and
Down in the
everyone's saying
cemetery,
like, "Dude, Robin Williams about to show up. Robin Williams about to show up." And like this, like limo pulls up, and like a bunch of people come out, and I'm like, "Where is he? I don't see him." I mean, this guy like walked right past me, and everyone's like, "That was him." I didn't even recognize him because he was like wearing like this big ass beard, sunglasses.
I thought you were gonna say they brought out like a lamp, like
No, that would be really
they
sad.
rubbed it.
I thought you were going to say the guy telling you that Robin Williams is about to come out was actually Robin Williams. That's
and then
I was hoping that's where it was going.
He showed up. They were awesome, obviously. And then I think he passed away pretty shortly after that.
Very
which is
sad.
Crazy. Yeah.
That is
Cool,
sad.
cool set though for on those shows.
Huh.
Tommy.
I used to dislike Robin Williams, but it was for a crazy reason. I hated camp as a kid. I hated summer camp, and in one summer camp we watched Mrs. Doubtfire. I just hated everything about that camp that I hated. Mrs.
I hate it. I hate camp as well.
Horrible.
I'm not a camp girl.
Cried
either.
my way out of many a camp as a kid.
My parents didn't even try. I said I was like, nah, fuck that, and they never even tried after that.
Just as I felt like school, it was.
Yeah, same.
I don't want to do that.
Forced. I don't like any atmosphere where it's like forced friendship. It's like
Yeah.
I'll make my own
Yeah.
fucking friends. You know, I
think
don't need
you don't
camp
like
for that.
the same reason as me. It's like our Jewish ancestors just don't like it. No, it's just genetic.
Yeah, I don't know. Jewish kids go to camp literally every Jewish.
They're all summer.
all they do is talk about camp. Like that's facts.
Okay, Kanye. Robin Williams, though, eventually I came around and, I realized, oh, what a great talent. I feel like, yeah, everybody loves Robin Williams. Again, died, which is going to be major points for me in all these matchups. And I feel like everybody was really sad when he died. Dolly Parton, I just know is the aunt of Hannah Montana with big titties. That's honestly my
That's so rude.
that's me and Dolly's connection. So I'll go Robin Williams.
Oh, Robin Williams stand up also very funny if you've ever watched that. Kelly.
I'm going Dolly. I think that I love everything about her background, similar to what you said. I think that she is such a different person, and she's so sweet and genuine. It's so rare that you see like a genuinely nice person, and I think that's her vibe. And I also think that because of the way she looks and how she dolls herself up and her big boobs and whatever, like she knows that's a part of the bit. Like she became the character that she wanted to be, and that's who she is now forever. Like she owns it. That's what she likes it. Like she's always making jokes about it. She's always like, she wants to be cartoonish. She wants to be larger than life. And I think that's really interesting. And yeah, I equate her a little bit on the music front to like BB Rexa, who BB Rexa writes all these amazing songs for people, and like everybody kind of forgets. And she's also a great singer, performer herself. And I feel like Dolly's kind of like that. And BB doesn't get enough respect.
Great name too, Dolly Parton. Dolly's just a cool ass name.
Yeah, it's just
She
a good,
said too that she
she's
takes
cool all
off her
around.
wig and her makeup and like goes to Target. No one bothers her.
Yeah, right.
know.
No
They
one
don't
knows
know.
who she is, right?
Yeah.
No one knows. Imagine Dolly Parton with like a hoodie on. Like I could
I have
never.
no clue.
I could
Just like a
never-
normal outfit.
Yeah,
No clue.
Like
I know.
This is gonna sound weird, but it was New Year's and she was on TV and the topic of her came up, and somebody that was where I was said that they had a friend who was like a gynecologist to the stars, and Dolly Parton was there,
What?
and they saw her topless, and that she has 100% real boobs.
This feels like a HIPAA violation. This feels like
No, she doesn't. She talks about.
No, they're definitely fake.
What?
That
sounds like a.
That's what this person.
That sounds like a
Unless
joke.
she's putting on
That
jokes.
sounds like a joke.
Sure the guy was.
Dude, look, how old is she? 90? Look at a picture of her.
I'm looking at
Maybe
pictures
she,
right now.
but I mean, maybe she is wearing fake boobs. Like maybe she
The Joey
doesn't have
thing,
those
like-
big titties anymore, and she only does that for performances. That could be true.
that would be the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah.
She doesn't. I did notice this also on New Year's. I noticed that her low cut stuff, she wears like sheer over it. You don't actually see her cleavage anymore. Like you can't see bouncing titties, but you see large boobs. But it's always kind of
Covered
sheer
up.
here or covered.
Yeah.
So they could be.
Could be.
Oh, I'm seeing a see-through picture right now.
That would be wild.
Maybe where are you going with this?
Dolly Parton once revealed she paid $1 million for her famous breasts.
Yeah, like she notably has fake boobs, but
Oh,
she might as an adult. Did you really? Did you really not know that?
No, I mean I assume.
Is that in your kid's book?
Then when
No.
I-
Is that not in your kid's book about her boobs?
famously
Oh,
got
wait.
these giant boobs and made it like a part of
Why
her
is it-
Look,
personality.
vagina doctors get to see
I was about to
tits
say that.
too.
I was about to say
Who is
Yeah,
this
they
guy?
they
Is that
look for
normal?
breast cancer.
Yeah, they touch your
They look for
boobs.
breast cancer.
That's their job as well.
Yes, they touch
Not
your
a mammographer.
No.
Really? Wait,
You get your pap smear. They also check for breast cancer.
You become a mammographer right after you become a cartographer.
I should not be allowed to do this.
Come on,
You should not be allowed to do that.
Wow.
It's like your
know that
female doctor. Like a regular doctor will also check your breasts, but yes, at a gynecologist
why? Because
you
they're
have your
both sexual
vagina checked.
related, or
Yeah, it's like hormone related.
Not related.
It's just like a female doctor. It's a female.
Yeah, female yeah.
What's
It's
the
just
order of operations? Do they go?
Usually boobs first.
Oh, I
your,
get-
your
I get-
vagina's always last.
I
Really?
get vagina first.
Oh, I am always
Then
getting
their
vagina
hands
last.
are a little bit warmer. So
That's
that
what
when
the P means in PIM dog.
Oh, that's true. It's always vagina last because then when it's like it's all right, we're all wrapped up. Then I'm like, finally, it's over, and then you just put your clothes on, you get to go home.
Did they violate you?
I mean,
it's
they put
terrible.
a speculum in you,
And
that's
then
what a
they
speculum is for.
they do check everything in there with.
It's horrible. Nothing is worse than the gyno.
With a man doing that job.
No, it's
At all.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I've never had a
I could
male
never ever
gynecologist.
I can barely like go to the female. one.
Same. It's a nightmare.
Every single time I leave,
It's
I'm like,
horrible. I haven't been in a few years. I gotta go, and I just
what?
I gotta
What
go
a
too.
revelation.
that they get to see boob.
Yeah.
well, you put on you
really just feel
panties
that.
on, and then you put on like
really
a
just feel
front
that.
gown. You know, you put on a front gown. They just touch them. They don't look at them. Well, they look for a second, and then they touch just to make sure, and then they check your stomach. Like they press here too to
wrong?
like feel your ovaries. I guess I don't know.
KB. Dolly Parton.
Wow.
Sorry, you guys.
Man's is on the ropes.
What?
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Okay.
He sifted through the ocean of titties right there in his brain.
Yeah.
Somehow found Robin
You're
Williams.
just checking for breast cancer.
Robin. Or, sorry,
Where were you when you met this man?
I didn't say it was a man.
Oh.
I assume that because it's a doctor, which is pretty.
I trust her more then.
Was it a
actually.
woman?
Now I'm like, wait a minute.
It was.
was it
I
a
trust her
woman
more.
friend or a woman
Gynecologist to the
gynecologist?
stars.
That'd be a pretty penny.
I did not meet the gynecologist.
Okay, so we don't idea the sex of the gynecologist.
Oh, the guy
I was told. I was told.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay. So the
Oh, you meant
girl was
someone who
told by the
knows.
This is a lie.
gynecologist. Yeah, this is a
It's
lie.
a HIPAA violation.
Come on.
Also, though, it's a HIPAA violation, but no. Dolly Parton famously has fake boobs. Maybe she no longer does now that she's old and she puts fake ones on performances. But she it's a whole thing about owning her own image and
They're $1 million.
look how you want to
Well,
look.
I believe
and-
you.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'll keep investigating.
He's so,
Reeves gonna have to go to the bathroom real
that'd be
quick.
so insane.
Next matchup is our number 9 seed versus 8 seed. 9 seed is Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers obviously was a very beloved human being, but also like you can say like the scope of his reverence maybe is more contained. Versus number 8 seed Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, like you look up any list of like beloved people, he's always at the top. I think like he reached an apex point and then like it kind of went down like he got like over memed and oversaturated the market of Keanu and then it went downhill.
You know who loves Keanu is like my mom's age. Like
Yeah.
my mom, my aunts, like they all like never shut the fuck up about
Yeah.
Keanu. I like him too,
A
but
lot of people really like him, but it's definitely he got oversaturated in the Hollywood market, I guess, at a point after John Wick and all of that. So Keanu versus
he's not beating Rogers.
he's not beating
Not
Rogers.
today, not tomorrow.
You're up first.
Rogers spans generations, and the whole family loves Rogers.
Did you watch a lot of Mr. Rogers?
No, I actually watched them later in life to like relax
Because there
myself
was-
before sleep.
Because there was a
Very
train in it.
relaxing. If you watch the old episode,
There was a train.
There was a train
Put
in
me
it.
right to, I didn't care about the trains or that fake world with the
I liked
king
that.
and queen. I
The
hated that
tiger?
part. Like
I
when he,
loved that part.
Like when he sketched in and met local employees.
Oh, I liked that too. When he would open like his apartment door and it'd be like it'd be like the postman.
He did everything so gently. It's very soothing.
Yeah. Like when he folds up his sweater and puts it away.
Or puts on his house shoes.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, he takes off his outside shoes and puts on his house shoes.
So cute.
Oh, the routine is what you liked. Interesting.
I think I like that too, Kyle.
I'm one of the most disorganized men you know.
You don't even have.
I'm not a routine guy, and I'm not a train guy.
Okay.
Maybe you aspire
I like construction
to be.
sites and lists of names.
I mean,
Rogers,
Mr. Rogers, Kelly.
Who's the other one? Mr. Rogers and who?
Mr. Rogers versus Keanu.
Keanu. Oh, duh. I think I'm gonna go Mr. Rogers as well because he's not very polarizing. What could you hate about Mr. Rogers? Like he's just he's a nice guy. He was never problematic. Like he didn't have any dark, twisted behind the scenes of Mr. Rogers and his puppets. You know, like that never came out. I feel like it could have. It's weird in theory, but he's great. And I am with Kyle. I like the calmness of him, and I loved the folding of the clothes and the carefully putting things away, and it just all seemed very organized, and that's something that I aspire to be.
A nice,
but I'm not.
apartment.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely. So I choose Mr. Rogers.
Seems like a show that could have very easily fallen into like the deep Christian overtures.
Totally.
Everything. Where it'd be like always respect your Christian neighbors because it says so in the Bible or whatever. Like, but it doesn't. It's just like be a good person to be a good person.
Put your sweater away or God will smite you. Like
I want to speak on behalf of. I think he spans every race too.
Yes, exactly.
They're all fucking with him heavy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I would think.
Tommy.
These are two guys that do nothing for me. I'll be honest.
Wow.
Never seen Mr. Rogers. Never seen The Matrix.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah. All I just
Seen something with Keanu.
Mr. Rogers, I just know old guy, nice, everybody likes, neighborhood, whatever. And Keanu Reeves, I just know basically has been memed as the nicest celebrity of whatever he rides the subway and shit. I will abstain here because I feel like I cannot give a fair
I respect
vote.
that.
If I need to vote, I will, but actually mathematically I will not have to. So
yeah. Disingenuous voting.
Okay.
Caroline.
So Keanu was really good in that Ali Wong movie.
I love that movie.
He was
Always Be My Maybe.
So funny and
hilarious.
He like played himself. He like basically like
Dating
really
Ali Wong.
Yeah, and he like
yeah.
So funny in that movie.
But I did see the Mr. Rogers documentary. And something about Mr. Rogers is he constantly stayed at the weight 143 because it was I love you.
Oh my God.
Which is
all right, I'm taking that. Sucks. That's the wackest shit I've ever heard.
I'm gonna non-abstain my vote, and I'm voting for Keanu.
It's a little weird. Well, I think that what we're seeing here is a classic case of OCD. I think like
yes,
Mr. Rogers, we should have known all along that he had OCD. Like, of course,
so right.
like come on.
Right.
What's his face too? Same thing. Mark Summers fixing the that poor man.
You fought in the 143.
Fixing the
141, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Beaver's Fred Rudd.
So you also stayed in the 143.
I love I.
If he actually kept it up, and that's very impressive.
No, he swam every morning to do it. He was. I watched the documentary,
swam?
but also in the that would be like a point against him. But also in the documentary, he like if kids were like struggling, he would like burst into tears about how special they were and things like that. So I'm gonna go with Mr. Rogers, even though there's definitely some unchecked mental illness
for sure
with him.
It's a positive result though. Cheah.
In the movie Hardball, starring Keanu Reeves, he plays a baseball coach and essentially a father figure to like 9 or so underprivileged kids. Mr. Rogers was a father figure to millions of kids.
Yeah, and puppets.
Also spawned Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, which is an incredible show. Mr. Rogers by a mile.
Mr. Rogers by a mile. The Tom Hanks movie was pretty good too, for whatever that's worth, when he played Mr. Rogers. Now, Rudy,
are you filming me?
No, he's looking up Dolly Parton's titties still.
With a vertical phone?
I'm reading an article, The Mini Myths of Dolly Parton's Boobs.
What are they saying?
No, what was the great rumor about Mr. Rogers that he had like 43 confirmed kills in Vietnam? Yeah. He was a sniper in Vietnam.
Remember the Ultimate Showdown, the Flash animation?
That's right. He won the Ultimate Showdown. He killed everybody. That's right.
Yeah.
He's so lovely. He like evokes rage. Like Barney did that too.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I think a Photoshop of Mr. Rogers where it's like, when you roll up his sleeves, he has a mark, a tattoo mark for every kill he had in Vietnam.
Yeah, right.
He wears a red sweater so people can't see the blood of his enemies.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's like all these.
His red sweaters actually means he's a part of the Bloods.
That includes, of course, her famously gargantuan 40 double D breasts and all of the rumors surrounding him throughout.
What are the rumors?
40 double D.
Facts about this.
The rumors are that they were insured for millions of dollars, but she put that to rest. She says that they are not insured like Heidi Klum's legs, which are apparently insured for $2 million.
Same with Mariah Carey's legs.
Same with Taylor Swift.
Anyways,
allegedly.
That one British company that does those.
Anywho's,
Yeah, you get them insured.
I have a little bit of a weird history with Mr. Rogers.
Oh, let's hear it.
As a kid,
It's true.
for no reason other than just optics, I could not stand Mr. Rogers. For whatever reason, just his entire vibe, I just assumed that he was a pedophile from a very young age. I found him terrifying, and I had no like knowledge of what he did or anything. I just looked at him and I just was like, pedophile. As like a 4-year-old, I was like, that guy's creepy.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have a problem with like felt?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like when I think of Mr. Rogers, I think of like felt.
I
Like
think of
everything in his
I did,
house
yes.
was like made of felt.
Everything was felt.
And I feel like that's off-putting to some people. Like people that don't like certain textures. A lot of his stuff was like that kind of texture, like old-timey, like felt.
And those
like,
pipes.
Like, you know those places, like have you been to, there's one in my town, it's called Northlands, again with trains. It's like a train spot and you go and it's all these little train scenes, but it's really old and everything's made of like weird felt and stuff and people hate it because of that. I think it's like a sensory thing. I don't know. So if you like felt though, I don't know what to do for you.
I didn't mind I don't have a problem with felt. I think it was more so just in my
You
head.
were felt as a child, which is why you hate Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, it was more so I was like,
Right.
this kid is trying too hard to get kids to like him. And so I just immediately, like, my whole life, I just
that
Yeah.
were the case and he got away with it for all these years.
I know. I just assumed.
Well, that's what I said. It is.
No, I don't feel like he'd have gotten away.
I don't think so either, but it does
still pick
evoke those thoughts for sure. Because it's like, who's this like old man
Yeah.
talking to kids in his house?
In a way-
Putting his
in
hand
those
up, Daniel the
scenarios,
tiger.
It's always
Toys.
In the documentary,
Yeah.
there was a group that was trying to bring him down for
That's
that.
what I was trying to remember.
Yes.
What I knew that there was a
Found
group
nothing.
against him.
yeah.
Yeah, and as an adult, I learned that there is no credence to that whatsoever. And he's a really, really great guy, and I felt kind of bad, but I don't know. The way he moved, the way he walked, I was just pedophile. I don't know why. He gave me such bad.
I think that's fair. I think I probably had
He had an odd gait. Like
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole thing just sounded the alarm, so I avoided him like the plague.
He's dead for sure, right?
So,
Mr. Rogers.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's
passed
way
away.
dead.
Instant
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to separate that, even though it's completely untrue and unfair. Keanu is just so cool, man. Like he's just such a cool,
His name's Keanu.
cool
He is
guy.
cool.
But like in terms of like
Keanu.
impact on people, Mr. Rogers definitely had like a very unanimously positive impact. I'm trying my hardest to uncode the pedophile from my brain.
Bifurcate.
But dude,
Fancy word.
It's a good word.
what is the surfing movie?
Point Break. Great movie.
Point Break.
Oh,
For all of Mr. Rogers' efforts, he ain't make Point Break. He ain't done
He could
that.
never hang 10.
In the dudes rock category, Mr. Rogers, zeros.
Mhm.
Keanu Reeves, Point Blank is the greatest
It's
dudes
what
rock.
the greatest dudes movie ever. Yeah.
So I got to go Keanu.
So Mr. Rogers is going to win anyway. But next up, and now it's off the back of Tommy's abstain, actually. Next up, we have our 1 seed versus our 16 seed play-in. We'll do the play-in first. First
what's a play-in?
Cheah-in. Sorry. All right. Cheah-in game. Our first option is The Rock. The Rock would have been like in a.
He's in the Cheah-in? I assumed he was going to be like the number one.
Me too. I thought he was
the
gonna be number
same
one.
thing like 2 years ago. He'd be on here, no question. He'd be like number 2, number 1, something like that. But like his popularity in that sense has waned off.
I don't think he's like that
What?
beloved nowadays.
Yeah. It's like
what
I
happened?
think he's just super famous now.
yeah. Now he went from being like, oh my god, this
Moana?
guy's president to like now he's just like, oh yeah.
It's like the
there's Black
Jennifer
Adam.
Lawrence. They were everything, and then they got
Yeah.
a little too much.
Yeah, he's
but-
oversaturated the social media
Alright.
markets and
Did The Rock become
Product.
too much?
he definitely became too
He's
much.
done.
I was never
Really?
like one of those people like, oh my god, The Rock's the greatest guy ever. But I feel like that was all of social media. Oh, if we need someone to meet aliens, let's send The Rock.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But I think his image has definitely waned a bit.
When did
To
this?
the Black Adam fiasco.
When did this turn? Oh, okay. So it's very recent.
Wait,
So
I
it's
would say like
I
over
said
the last
Black
2
Adam
years it's
fiasco.
gone down. He basically manipulated a lot of things at Warner Brothers to try and make his Black Adam movie because he's been obsessed with making for like 15 years. Got a bunch of promises made that now have been unmade because they couldn't follow through them. It's a lot of shit. It's worth just like looking up articles about it.
Did he say anything
Interesting.
openly about it, or was it just make him look bad? Because
No, it made him look very bad.
like
And-
demanding.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's just a lot of stuff has made his like sort of image wane a little bit. So The Rock, then Adam Sandler, who's another person I would have considered, but we have him on every list.
Yeah, I know. We just had them.
Yeah, that's what he's definitely up there.
Yes.
But we already won a bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe Caroline, you submitted Jennifer Coolidge, which I really like. I don't know if we could put her on the list, which is why
I don't know that.
Jennifer
Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, okay.
God help.
The actress.
Stifler's
She's the
mom.
one-
Oh,
like that.
Calvin's first
Oh.
lady.
Stifler's mom.
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde. Stifler's mom.
Island.
She talks
White
like
Lotus.
this.
Yeah.
White Lotus.
Makes you want a hot dog real
You look like the
bad.
Oh, that's her.
Yeah, yeah.
Best in Show.
Yeah.
Great call.
Yeah. Okay.
Enrique's roleplay character in our World of Warcraft crew.
Oh,
She's
yeah. I
so
never
likable.
put that together.
The more you look up about her, the more you're like, I love her.
Can I say something about her though? I think she was kind of a slow burn for this like universally beloved. Like this universally beloved has only been in conversation like since White Lotus started up again because I feel like people kind of forgot about her. Like she was Stifler's mom, everybody loved her, funny. She was in Legally Blonde, everybody loved her, funny. But she was never like.
Did you see the
Jennifer Coolidge
interview?
Must have. Now it's
That
like
person, yeah.
she's an icon.
Did you see the interview with Ariana Grande where she said that her career was over and then Ariana Grande put her in a Thank You Next music video and it like resurrected this like
Yeah.
She does a
2000s.
great. Have you ever heard her impression of her?
Oh,
So
yeah,
good.
yes.
Yeah.
And-
Ariana's
and,
impression. Yes.
Jennifer
spot
Coolidge was
on.
like, you literally made my career come back. And like, didn't she win for White Lotus?
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
She won last year.
That's so,
Globes.
and also like such a cool thing to acknowledge Ariana Grande's help in that.
For sure.
And like also similar to Dolly Parton, like you love to see like an older actress or older singer artist like being nice to younger like
Yes.
sexy
and
girlies.
then kind of working together even.
Yeah,
It's
so
nice. It's nice to see.
Jennifer Coolidge is it for me, but
Yeah. And next is I threw Jackie Chan on there. I don't know a lot of people that don't like Jackie Chan. Universally
yeah.
loved for a very long
People like him.
Love
Okay.
Jackie.
Taiwan probably doesn't love Jackie Chan, but a lot of people do love Jackie Chan.
What's he up to, Jackie Chan? I feel like I haven't heard about him in a long time.
Doesn't need to make anything really. But
True,
he does
true.
A movie every now and then overseas.
Where's he live?
I always see he died every
China.
now and then on
He does?
Twitter.
They do that all.
He's a big fake
kind
guy.
of a bad
Oh
parent.
yeah.
Yeah, that they throw that out there.
JC, the fuck up.
Probably not loved by his one son, but
Really? Why?
Yeah.
What, why?
I think he like disinherited one of his sons or something like that.
Oh fuck!
not-
What'd he do?
Yeah, I think he
Dishonor?
deserved it.
So
I
he
think it was a
dishonored the
piece of
family.
shit
I mean,
kid.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
Wow.
But him as a person is usually beloved by most people. I put Will Smith pre-slap. So
Pre-slap,
Will Smith was like
1000%.
the guy when you say
Damn.
like
I thought
Pre-Red Table
that's
Talk.
true.
I
That's-
thought that made him
1000%.
way fucking cooler.
You're crazy.
What?
Yeah, that was awesome.
I thought it was so lame.
Dude,
So lame.
I don't know if that was just like the tipping point of all the stuff with Jada Pinkett
Yes,
Smith
that
cheating
definitely
on him,
hurt
and he
a
was
lot.
just like, ooh.
Yeah, that's lame. That's also
going
lame.
on her show and being like the clip where he's like, I planned this big 40th birthday party, and she's like, well, you really he's saying they planned it for her. He spent like a year planning it, and she goes, but who'd you really plan that for? And he goes, for me. I really planned it for me to show everyone how great of a husband and I'm like, okay, no, like,
yeah, it was a lot of like.
If we're talking like Hitch Will Smith is probably
Yeah.
peak Will Smith.
yeah, like
Men in Black. Men in Black. Will
Men in Black.
Smith.
Yeah.
I had a whole
When
run.
he's,
I am Legend,
Shark-
Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, all of that.
Shark Tale.
And Cocking.
Shark Tale.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness.
It's like-
Shark Tale doesn't get enough hype. I feel.
pre 2010 Will Smith, like because that's the dude.
Mhm.
That's before my grandma died. My grandma died in 2010.
Okay, before Tommy's grandma died.
Okay. Will
Also
Smith.
multi
Will Smith is that
Not
like
mine.
talented.
Multi-hyphenate,
Yeah.
Mine's
probably
multi-talented.
older.
Did it all.
Welcome to Miami.
Rapper, artist,
Beneath
like, all these
Miami.
Dancer.
Party in the city where the heat is on. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
And then he
charismatic.
Fuck with
took that prep school jacket off and he put it inside out and he became a fashion icon.
Yeah, that shit was
True.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say pre Tommy's grandma dying, Will Smith.
Okay.
And then the last
Downhill ever since for him.
and that slap was just the rotation of the hips. And
Oh, he couldn't even knock
counterweight.
down Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah,
Rock
I don't know.
was a rock.
Slap is not intended to knock.
I thought
It
this,
didn't really
I thought the
shade. It
slap,
was. I don't think it was that
So lame.
devastating.
Oh, you are disrespecting.
That was a
one of
weak
the-
ass slap.
It was a
You're-
weak
slap is
dis-
wildly disrespectful.
Yeah, dude,
It's
you're
more
dis-
disrespectful than a punch, I think.
You're
I totally
disrespecting
agree.
one of the most perfectly executed slaps on the biggest stage.
It was a good slap to watch. I don't like when people like when guys are like, I'm so mad I gotta hit something or hit somebody. Like when people like punch walls and like punch each other. Like I roll my eyes. I'm
said
not
this
impressed.
On this podcast last week or so, I said fighting the guys is one of the gayest things you
Super gay. Yeah. Yeah.
Your hands on
Agreed.
Another man.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I think when that happened, I was like, I blogged about it. I was like, there's no analogy for what happened here because it's like the worst thing anyone could have done for their own career. Where it's like, that's the biggest stage, the biggest opportunity, the biggest everything in that.
And then he won after.
In front of everybody.
I will say,
so bad.
he will make a
Probably about, it's fine. He's already made Emancipation. He's in
6 years from now. Like,
Not even.
We're gonna, you think? I'd say, Will Smith's redemption arc. Yeah.
I don't know. It's so. Also, the other thing too is like there's a lot of people on the internet defending him, being like, "Yeah, Chris Rock's joke was out of line." It's
a lot of people talk like that.
A bunch of alopecia.
Hair cells were really riled up.
A lot of people talk like that.
I have alopecia, and I was very offended.
You have alopecia?
You have it on like.
I was gonna say you got a lot of hair. Like,
I do.
I
used
ask
to.
him if he has it or not.
I used to.
You have like almost a beard up to your eyeballs. Yeah, there's no way.
I used to. I was able to heal it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had on like one spot on your chin.
I feel like I had a friend that had the same thing. She like had alopecia for a minute and then was fine.
Oh, is that not enough for you?
It's not enough. No,
Is that not enough for you?
That's not enough to be talking about alopecia.
Okay, so I got it. My diagnosis means nothing. My autoimmune disorder means
I don't give a
nothing.
fuck that you have dyslexia either.
The last one on the list, Gooch added this late, and I agree with this. Stuart Scott from ESPN.
Oh,
Not
man.
Nate.
I don't know who
Not
this
Nate
is.
or Mr. Portnoy.
Why do they hate Stuart Scott?
Stuart Scott. I literally don't know who that
Nate
is.
like had a classic old Barstool blog where he didn't know Stuart Scott had cancer. His blog like Stuart Scott looks fucking awful.
Oh no!
I forgot about that.
No,
I never heard about that. Holy shit.
no, that's so bad.
Classic. He's like
So-
deep in treatments, and he like had to take it down. And
Oh,
apologize.
God.
And Mr. Portnoy knows that he has cancer and is dead. Still, just does not fuck with Stuart Scott.
And I remember that from a Chicago
no.
draft. He said something
Yeah,
about Stuart
I think he
Scott.
originally
What
said it
the
on PMT or like the original Dave Portnoy show back in the day. Yeah,
Dude,
so there's two.
fuck? Okay, so again, the options: The Rock, Adam Sandler, Jennifer Coolidge, Jackie Chan, Will Smith pre-Tommy's grandma dying, and then Stuart Scott. KB, who do you want in the play-in?
Start with Rudy.
Start with Rudy.
For me, it's easy. Stuart Scott is such a. I loved Stuart Scott. Like as a kid, when I wasn't fucking with Mr. Rogers on the daily, I was fucking with Stuart Scott heavy, watching highlights and dunks, not some weird dude in a fucking cardigan painting.
Yeah.
Stuart Scott.
I used to love Stuart Scott, and then I actually grew to not like him very much, and then he got
Jeez.
cancer.
Why, because
Damn.
he looked like crap. Is that why?
Yeah, he looked terrible. Low energy.
No. Like I appreciate his like fight towards the end and all his like speeches at the ESPYs and all that stuff. But yeah, I loved Stuart Scott when he came out with him and Rich Eisen. We're a great didn't team. But
What, you just didn't like his takes?
no, I just thought that his bit got pretty stale if you're doing the same thing for 15, 20 years. Like,
What was his bit though? He was just reporting.
no, I just like his catchphrases and stuff like that. Like I thought they were really innovative, but I didn't think that he
Got it.
evolved enough.
Mm-hmm.
So who are you gonna go with?
For me, it's between Jackie Chan and The Rock. Jackie Chan was a big figure growing up, but so was The Rock. I feel like The Rock has really expanded his career arc and now is just like mega famous.
The Rock also had, I don't know Jackie Chan's full story, but The Rock's like full story is pretty amazing.
Jackie
Like,
Chan's
he
is
was
pretty cool.
He was like, The
Yeah.
Rock was homeless.
Yeah.
And had
Shit.
a rough upbringing.
Oh,
So
he's homeless. Damn.
very admirable. He had like, there's like a famous story he told where he's like, at one point I had like $22 in my account and I was like living in Vancouver and he like built everything from like $20.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty impressive, but I don't know if Jackie Chan's. It is funny like comparing people's hardships in terms of their likability, which is something that they really have largely no control over.
Yeah.
Totally.
But it's like when you're that successful, that's the Nepo baby problem. Like when you really have it all, it's like,
Yeah.
I want to see that you know what it's like to not have everything. I don't want you to be like, yeah, and my mom gave it to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All right,
I saw
it's-
that about like
It's like, how do
Timothy-
people deal with hardship, I guess?
I
Yeah.
saw like a headline the other day where people were griping on Timothy Chalamet for being like a nepo baby. I'm like, okay, well maybe he is a nepo baby, but the kid can fucking act.
Also,
Yeah, if
he's-
you're
he was, like,
talented, it's like, what's the
Timothy
big
Chalamet
deal?
is somebody who is like bred to do what he does. Like his parents, he was turned into a nepo baby. They sent him to an art school. They sent
Yeah.
him to the highest. Like they like trained him to learn how to be an actor. He can play instruments. Like I'm pretty sure he can sing, but he doesn't sing. Like
His mom
there's
was
lot
like
of-
a ballerina. It's not like his mom was like
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg.
exactly.
He's
Yeah.
the apex of a New York City kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is
Exactly.
the ideal
Yes.
Poster
New York
child.
So like, what? He's somebody who it's like, sure, maybe he's an nepo baby, but what would he do if not what he does?
It's the Nepo babies that aren't really qualified for their jobs.
Yes.
Like they're like really average or just kind of like, can they act or like
Plenty of actors out there too that are like that.
Has anybody,
Totally. I wouldn't put
That
Timothy
actually,
in there, though.
I'm gonna try to make my kid Timothy Chalamet.
has anybody
That's-
seen?
I think that's a good idea.
Has anybody seen Timmy Chalamet's like old YouTube account where he just
Yeah,
would sell Xbox controllers that he was customizing?
No, that's amazing.
It's from when he was like 11. It's very funny.
That's so cute.
You guys seen Timothy
Aw.
Chalamet's sister on that show?
Of course, I
Yeah,
love
of course.
that show, and she's hot.
She has to be. What is she?
She Pauline.
White?
Pauline.
You asked me if she's white?
I'll show you.
The Secret Sex Lives of College Girls.
Yeah,
She's
it's a good
on that.
show. Very funny.
Even though
show.
I think she's like in her 30s.
What's her name? Renee.
She is. She's 30.
Yeah,
Pauline.
Renee Rapp's
Renee
amazing.
Rapp is. I love her. Pauline Chalamet is Timothy's
Pauline
sister.
It's also very funny.
Throw over to Smoke.
Yeah, I kind of want to see because the heavyweight battle would be her versus Ben Shapiro's sister.
Noted.
It's a similar vibe.
She's
I know
brunette,
where you're
but I
going,
still think
Gooch.
you'll like her.
I was just gonna say she got the short end of the stick in the naming.
Not my
I mean,
type.
Timothy.
Wait, what's her name?
I think
Pauline.
Timothy's prettier.
Pauline.
Timothy is
Timothy
No,
is
I'd borderline rather fuck Timothy.
I was just thinking that in my head.
I mean, no, Pauline's pretty hot. Like,
No, Pauline, and
they have the same face.
I feel like you need to watch the show because when you
No.
see the show, she's like the most likable one.
Totally,
She
she's
seems
likable,
fun.
and she's also like the
This
nerdy,
character.
Like, what? But she's like sneaky, the hottest one.
No, she like polls so hard on the show, but it's not
Yeah.
like she's like, oh, I poll. Like she really does not know that. It's
like look at her face. That's Timothy's face and big titties.
It's straight up, yeah.
Like,
The issue I have with like just the nepo baby
She's
thing
30,
in
yeah.
general is like every single person here has wanted to do what their parents do at some
Yeah.
point. Like
For
I wanted
sure.
to work
Would you
on
call,
big
like-
faults
I wanted
until
to be a nurse.
17.
Yeah, I wanted to be a
Would you
nurse for a
call like
minute.
Layla Ali a nepo baby?
I'm saying,
Nepo
it's just like-
boxer.
Great
Every
question.
human alive wants to do what their parents do at some point.
Shaq's son.
It's
is a
just
nepo-
like
is a nepo basketball player.
yeah, like when you're not good at what you're doing and you're still successful compared to people who are better than you, then
Yeah.
then you're a nepo baby. But
You
like,
see the Lily Rose Depp thing
yeah,
where she said like, you don't say if someone's dad's a doctor, oh, you're a doctor because your dad's a doctor. You say they're a doctor because they trained, and because she's saying that because she's like,
Yeah, but
Mom.
let's chill, Lily Rose Depp. I mean, please.
I know.
That is crazy.
it's such it's
You have
such an
to have-
out of touch thing to say.
Right, you have to have
Kind of a good
certified.
spin, so no,
I
No,
mean,
it's so out of
absurd.
touch.
I don't like Lily Rose Depp. I want it on record.
I didn't even know that was.
I've never liked her. She got a
She's
Chanel
Johnny
contract in
Depp's-
5 minutes,
yeah,
and
she's
nobody
like-
even knew who the fuck she was. And so I'm over her. But I'm excited to see that show she's in, though. I'm willing to give her a chance for that.
Who's the
He's very
Beckham,
beautiful.
The Beckham boy? Isn't he a real
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Decker.
Brooklyn.
He has like
no,
Trying to be
Brooklyn.
a chef.
That's
I
Brooklyn
just saw
Decker's
it.
a woman.
Brooklyn
oh sorry,
Beckham.
Brooklyn. His name
He's a
is-
chef.
Got big titties on the mind,
No,
man.
Brooklyn Beckham
Titties.
he skates.
He's
through-
married to a super rich girl, right?
Yes, can I
Yeah.
tell you? He is married to Nicola Peltz, who's like her parents are billionaires. She grew up billionaires, whatever. Brooklyn Beckham doesn't have like a career. Like he's just is a photographer and also cooks sometimes and
Yeah,
does
it's
whatever. And
I
he's
heard
married
his-
to this billionaire.
I heard his like
And so
coffee
he doesn't-
table, like
yeah.
photo book is like one of the worst ever.
I saw the same thing. I saw clips on Twitter and I felt so bad because he does seem like a nice, genuine kid. He just like is.
You're a nepo baby and you go with
know?
coffee table book.
He made a like a photography book, but
Burgeoning
I
industry.
saw the captions are like it's a picture of like an elephant in shadow, and he's like so shy and like hard to get these photos. And the quote tweet was like, "Yeah, it's so hard to take a photo of a fucking elephant. They're so shy." And I was like,
Hard to find.
okay,
It's hard to see it. Yeah.
yeah, they were like hard to find. And I was like, damn, I just feel bad for him because he seems super nice and just like he wants to be happy.
I'm
and live
sure
his
they're
life.
all great people. Just some
Yeah,
of them
I'm
are really out of touch with reality.
Well, Nicola is out of touch with reality.
Yeah, or
His
like
wife is out of touch.
It's also like when you're called out for a nepo baby, don't be like I have to work twice as hard to get my. It's
Yeah.
like okay, but just say you're lucky. And
Lily Rose.
Yeah.
Relax.
Wait, so what are you picking, Chase? Sorry, we go to
Rock.
Going with the Rock. Caroline.
Well, Jennifer Coolidge is absolutely my vote, but I feel like I should vote for someone who actually has a chance of getting in. I feel like The Rock with his controversy, I kind of like him being like demanding. I take that as like, oh, he's a hustler. Like he used to be a homeless.
He is definitely a hustler.
Yeah.
He's hustling.
For sure, yeah.
He's all over your social media, but it's because he's hustler. He's
knows that he
Fucking
knows what he
that
wants and he
fucking
gets
crappy
it.
tequila and his energy drink is the worst thing I've ever drank.
Oh, I've never even tried it. I didn't even know he had one, to be
So
honest.
bad. And like, but he hawks it like crazy, and it sells because he's such a good hustler.
They also said that energy drinks are linked to losing your hair, so maybe that's why The Rock is.
Whoa, that's a big development. People should listen up to that. You think?
Whereas baldness will.
Yeah, but probably everything like leads to baldness. But yeah, he's got a really shiny head.
He does.
Dang. I'm gonna stick with Jennifer after that whole speech because I just gotta stay true to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Brave.
I'm gonna go with The Rock. I'm not. That's not. I don't. I'm not like a Rock super fan or whatever. I always thought it was a little overblown, but I mean, I feel like if we're saying, I thought he was gonna be the 1 seed. I thought it was gonna be like 1 or 2 seed.
yeah.
So just based on that, I'll go The Rock.
But the Rock.
I'm also going The Rock as well. Same exact reasons. Also, I think that he's doing a good job of like setting his claim to keep going for generations. He's in fucking Moana. Like that to
Yeah.
me is like a whole slew of kids growing up forever that will always know The Rock is what's his face, you know what I mean? And he does a lot of kid stuff. He does a lot of adult stuff. Like he's all over the place. I think he's so famous.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. I would have picked Jackie Chan as well.
Damn.
If I had the choice. But The Rock's going to win. And The Rock's going to go up against our one seed, Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Bob Ross had to be in the top grouping. Bob Ross,
Damn,
you will
Bob
never find
Ross.
someone that says a bad word about him anywhere at all, period. And he's someone who like,
Jay just raised his hand.
Who
Dude.
would have thought?
Got a word
Obviously.
to say?
so we'll start with you, Rudy, and then so we can get the Cheah as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Rock's cool, but like, I don't know, like, dude, Bob Ross's vibe is just so sick, man. Like, I fuck with Bob Ross heavy. I used to watch Bob Ross every day after
Teaches
school.
us a skill.
He just talks so gently, and he just paints, man. I love people with just simplicity. I love just someone who just has one thing that they like and they share it very selflessly.
I
Whereas
love Mr. Rogers.
Yeah,
that's
they're
true.
birds of a. They're the same.
I was just gonna say, do you love Bob Ross?
Same type of person.
Yeah, because of Mr.
One's
Rogers.
a
Yeah, they
painter,
are.
one's a pedophile.
I never said my assumption. My assumption of Mr. Rogers was wildly unfair.
Yeah.
Just the alarm bells
Totally.
went off at a young age, and I just couldn't fuck with it. And I realized that was incorrect. But Bob Ross, it didn't sound the alarms. I love Bob Ross. He just doesn't. I can't really point to a reason why The Rock doesn't do that for me. I think mainly because of like maybe the profit motive. Like I think The
Yeah,
Rock.
commercialization of The Rock is.
Yeah, I think that Rock thinks like commercial. So there's like some sort of this like lamination over him in my eyes of like trying to like cater a certain image, whereas like Bob Ross is just only doing painting, and if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. He's just like a very selfless person. So I think Bob Ross.
Yeah, I think he would do that show for no money or whatever money he was getting. Like it
Right.
wouldn't make a difference to him.
Right.
Jay,
But
let's
if The Rock was here, I would fucking say different.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Bob Ross is a super talented painter, but if you're tuning into it was PBS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch him. You're literally watching paint dry. Like we're talking about him versus
What?
the most electric man in all of sports and entertainment. It's The Rock by the
Oh, yeah.
largest of margins possible. Bob Ross, if he was on Instagram, I wouldn't even follow him. Like,
Oh shit!
Oh my
Mark of disdain.
Oh God.
I think he
He
would
would
be
follow.
a great follow on Instagram, like little 90-second
sure.
paintings and
Well,
reels.
I watch those on TikTok. There are people that draw on TikTok. I
dead.
watch it every time.
Right? Yeah,
He's
yeah.
deceased.
He's
Yeah, he's
long,
dead. He's dead.
long gone.
I mean, I'd follow The Rock on Instagram. His Instagram's horrible. It's just nothing but ads.
I don't know. If I
Ads and
follow
ads.
The Rock on
True.
Instagram, I'm gonna unfollow him.
He
I don't know
posts-
why I follow The Rock.
He
on
posts his
Instagram.
dogs sometimes. I follow because he posts his dogs sometimes.
Oh, does he have?
Like
He has
cheat
kids.
meals.
He has
Cheat meals that he doesn't
kids.
eat.
I don't follow The Rock.
And he
I'm proud of
posts.
myself.
He has little French bulldogs, little mini French bulldog babies.
All-time
Like they're so
favorite
cute.
Rock Instagram post was he posted just a picture of like a home gate like torn down, and it was like 2 years ago. He's like, "Yeah, I was late to the set of Black Adam, my movie, and I couldn't get my gate to work, so I ripped it off with my bare hands so that I could get there in time." And it's like, number one, no, you didn't. Number two, it's Black Adam and you're Black Adam. They can wait. Like they'll wait for you
Yeah.
to start shooting.
So
It's not a
true.
big
Yeah.
deal.
maybe just a down to earth guy doesn't want to make people wait. He'd rather just encourage.
He'd rather-
expensive
Yeah.
He also didn't tear down his own gate with his bare hands.
Make his home.
I don't know. He's
Giant
huge.
Super.
He's enormous.
He's like a generational liar, The Rock. And Gooch can back me up. This has been my take on
He's a liar.
this will be for a long time. Oh, he lies about
Yeah, he-
everything.
Really?
Fucking liar.
Maybe he wasn't
lies.
homeless. Was he really homeless?
I haven't kept
I don't
tabs
think
on him like
I don't think
that.
it's true. I believe that, but like all his like modern era stuff, like every time he like has a movie or whatever, he like presents stuff that's faulty with his.
It's rockaganda. It's
Yes.
rockaganda.
What was his shit with like the Rock
Rockaganda.
figure with the Black Adam figures when like they came out with WB? Like he just straight up lied about them and had them
Yes.
present like wrong ones. Yeah, like
He just like, yeah, no, this movie is profitable. No, it isn't.
It's
Lost
not
like
profitable.
$50 million.
yeah, he just lies about everything all the time. And like part of it's the charm, like, yeah, you're obviously not eating that cheat meal, or like you're obviously didn't tear down your gate. And then part of it's just like you're just absolutely lying for your own good.
Why would he? Because the cheat meal stuff, that's put together in front.
He throws it out. He throws
Think
it
he
out.
just throws that out?
He's a billionaire. Yes, he is. He's throwing
Well,
it
he's
out.
got a family. Maybe they eat it.
He's cheating on a cheat meal.
He has like one adult kid and like one baby, I think. Like
He has like a daughter, like a younger daughter.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
she's,
he
like-
has two young daughters. I thought.
You enjoing this, Trey?
Disgusting.
He's got to be a
And-
horrible father.
Yeah, I've been thinking that this whole time.
He says
Who is his adult son?
He stays home. He comes home in the morning from long cross-continental flights, and he still stays up to like eat pancakes with the girls.
No, he goes to the gym
and he still gets those gains.
And he still gets those gains.
12 hours on set, 2 hours in the gym.
Yeah, he has more correspondence with a treadmill than his own child.
Yeah, most definitely.
I don't know, y'all. I
Rock.
think that
He's just a walking commercial, like and to a degree that does get, like you're saying, it just gets tiresome.
I feel like you hate The Rock.
No, it's a thing. It's like I liked The Rock. Like you go back like 3 years and you listen to LCB episodes. Like I'm all about The Rock.
Yeah,
I like how he's such a fucking like buffoon.
He's absurd. Yeah.
Did you work on Black Adam?
Did I work on Black Adam?
Yeah, you're talking like he personally like fucked you up.
No, he did nothing. I
Honestly,
got
like,
sick of The Rock.
You fucking hate this guy. Like that's the vibe I get. You two, you both. You hate the guy.
I just got sick of his shtick over time. That's it. That's like the bottom
That's
line.
fair.
Scorpion King
Fair.
Rock was ruled.
Yeah, like that era of Rock, and all WWE Rock, undeniably awesome, no matter what. But like his like influencer, salesman, actor side is what I don't vibe with anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an interesting balance you have to do. Like similar, like the Jennifer Lawrence thing. She was everywhere. And what are you gonna say? Not you're gonna take a step back and be like, oh, I don't want to be everywhere. You want to be everywhere, but then you do become. We're oversaturated with her, and we just like start to not like her.
Happens to everybody.
Well, she was, Jennifer Lawrence was I thought is a great example for real because everyone was obsessed with her. They turned her into this like relatable person. And then when everybody was like, she's too relatable, they kind of like demonized her for that. They're like, oh, really, bitch? You eat pizza before the red carpet? We get it. It's like,
I think it was like
ate pizza or not. Why are we talking about this?
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah.
When she purposely fell on the
She didn't purposely
she
fall.
absolutely tripped.
She
on
did
purpose
not
to look
purposefully
more relatable.
fall. No way.
He did that.
She absolutely-
That's so embarrassed.
He did that fake fall bullshit.
I think it was after she did it.
Amy Schumer, right?
Amy Schumer, I think,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
somebody,
yeah.
and it was hilarious, obviously. But no, I don't think that.
That's another
It's a
perspective.
big thing in
Lawrence.
runway models. Naomi Campbell fell, and it was so iconic that people were paying models to fall.
Yeah.
But
Amazing.
it's insane that people would do that because people will just remember it.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say about Jennifer Lawrence? It's not Jennifer Lawrence's fault, really. And I also think it was like, oh, she's so relatable, I love her. And then 2 years later, we were like, wait, this multi-millionaire, incredibly perfect body girl is like, we're like, no, she's not. Like,
Yeah,
you
right.
know what I mean? So here's the deal, and I hate to admit this. Bob Ross, I didn't know who he was until the memes.
Damn.
So he had a show on PBS.
Yep.
Didn't miss much.
Was it?
All it was him painting a canvas. It was,
Was
just
it for
him.
kids?
It was for
Yeah, like
like old
adults,
people, kids.
Everyone, he spanned generations.
So
He talked in a very like soothing.
It was like a therapy.
He was the original ASM artist.
These
Yeah.
new age kids, they want all this glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
They want these people
Want
to
a
do
guy eating cheat
everything. They want
meals.
them. They want. He's not going to be in your face about everything. He's not going to be a
he might
movie
choose
star.
a different brush.
One thing.
He
Yeah.
sat there with he just sat there and he painted and he talked to you and it
In
was
real
it was like it was
time.
like a therapy session.
Yeah.
Honor the
Yeah.
days where you can't just sit and do
Yeah.
what you like.
Yeah.
You coined one of the greatest phrases ever. There's no mistakes. There's only happy accidents.
Oh, that's actually really cute.
Yeah. He was a good guy.
Very cute
Yeah.
old timer.
People probably use that a lot about like
Force of
pregnancies and stuff.
For sure, yeah.
He's a Cheah pet too.
Yeah, he had the big
Yeah. They have a Bob Ross.
He had an
Cheah.
afro. Something
Yeah, he had
Rock-
an afro. And
Rock physically cannot do.
yeah, seriously, something the
Keep
Rock.
that in
can
Well,
mind.
do.
neither can Bob Ross anymore.
That was unfair.
But it sounds like Bob Ross spent more time with like kids than the Rock spent with his.
Not necessarily like kids, but he definitely spent more time in
It wasn't a child show.
Yes.
He also didn't
This-
fetishize a treadmill.
Yes.
Yeah.
So true.
I don't know. I think if in real life, I would pick Bob Ross because The Rock does sound like a lot to be.
Keep in mind, Carolyn, we are in real life.
Yes, this is
But I don't know them.
reality.
No, this is just most liked, and I don't know him. So from my point of view, I'm going with The Rock.
A literal reality check.
another for the Rock.
We're not in real
Yeah,
life.
okay.
So I was like stunned a few years ago to find out that Bob Ross was so beloved because growing up, all I knew about Bob Ross was it was this show my dad watched that I'd be like, why the fuck's my dad watching this guy paint? And like me and my mom would make fun of him. My mom tells this story of like my parents, they went on like their third date or something. They went to like the Bronx Zoo. It's like a Sunday afternoon. And like after she was like, oh, do you want to like come over? And my dad was like, I'm sorry, like Sunday nights, me and my friend Jimmy, we eat cold cut sandwiches and we watch Bob Ross's.
It's so weird.
That is awesome.
Sounds like
And,
something you
I'm-
would do,
and he
honestly.
was like, I'm not giving that up.
Were you conceived to Bob Ross?
Honestly, maybe.
More about
Could've
why
been.
you are the way you are makes sense.
Yeah,
every
explains
day.
a lot.
Yeah, that's.
But you were making
But-
fun of your dad for watching Bob Ross.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm
And-
saying
and
it's a
then-
great dude's rock move.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Make a joke.
Sorry,
Not
honey.
gonna now.
I'm busy.
But then and I kind of was like, what? People like this guy? And then I was like, oh, I get it. I like ASMR. It is relaxing. And I think that he was another guy that I figured would be a top seed. So I'll go Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, another vote.
I will say, I think a lot of people are fake Bob Ross fans.
Yes, that's true.
I think there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I love Bob Ross, and they wouldn't be caught dead
in one episode.
sitting home.
Yeah.
And
They don't have the
watching Bob
Cheah
Ross.
pet.
But I am a true I'll watch fucking him paint Happy Little Clouds.
Yeah.
Little Clats.
This is tough. Everybody's made really valid arguments for Bob Ross. I need to default only to a video I saw the other day of Camille Kostek posting about Gronk had texted her being like, hey, check out like this commercial I did as like a funny thing. And he's dressed up as Bob Ross. And it's like this whole, I don't know what it was on. It was on something that happened like the other day. And he's like pretending to be Bob Ross. And she replied and was like, oh my God, you're Bob Ross. And he goes, who's that? So if Gronk doesn't know who Bob Ross is as he's dressed up and cosplaying Bob Ross, I'm going The Rock.
It was for a Fox NFL pregame show.
That's
I texted my
wild.
dad and I said Bob Ross segment on Fox. He just said okay.
I mean, that's crazy. Like I understand
Grab the
not
cold
everybody
cuts.
like everybody kind of knows him from memes or whatever, but I think the amount of people that actually know who he is or what he did, and it's not just like a still image of this man painting, is so minimal. And I think that like I forgot that The Rock was a wrestler. Like I don't even know him as a wrestler. I know him as everything else. So that's like his fame is so massive.
It's very easy to blur lines between like popularity and like reverence. Right?
True.
It's just like-
True. That's
Yes,
fair. I don't
The Rock
know.
is infinitely more famous than Bob Ross.
Yes, for sure.
Sam.
You're right.
Like it's like who is more of a beloved human being?
Although, yeah, I don't know. I think of like these questions. I also think about my parents, and if I were to ask my parents, I think that they would both say The Rock.
You think so?
Both my parents, yeah,
I'd say they like The Rock more than they like Bob Ross.
for sure.
Interesting.
Dwayne
Sure.
The Rock Johnson.
I like how your whole thesis right there hinged on Gronk's intelligence.
Yeah, because I was like, because you would think if you're so beloved, everyone loves you. That means everyone loves you. And if Gronk knows who you are, I believe that you're beloved. You know what I mean?
His commercials are
Gronk
so
doesn't know
funny.
who I am. Am I?
No, so that means no, you're
all
not.
his commercials
No.
are based
Gronk
on him
does know.
defrauding like Air Force veterans and shit. Like his entire was it AAF?
Ooh.
What's Gronk's commercial line about like the Air Force Credit Union or whatever?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, they're hilarious. It's just like all about him trying to like steal, like just have like stolen valor. Basically, they're hilarious. Like
That's funny. No, I have not seen
I don't
that.
watch I zone out so bad on commercials.
I need to pay
don't-
attention to something, so I always watch them.
I'm always shocked whenever I obviously don't watch
Commercials?
sports. I don't watch
What?
sports at home like ever, but if ever I am somewhere where sports are on and the commercials go, I am always watching those
Guys'
commercials because I never if I'm at a guy's house, whatever, I will always be like, oh my God, that commercial was so funny, or oh my God, that's crazy, because I don't even know what they are. Like I don't even know that they exist, which to me is nuts. Like I feel like I never realized that there were such specific commercials for sports.
yes, very
with
hyper-specific.
featuring sports people. Like I didn't know that. For a long time.
Bob Ross is very famous, and everyone who knows him likes him.
Yes.
That's my vote.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
a fair point.
Okay.
That's a great point.
That's a good point.
Right?
3-3. Goochman gets to break it.
Oh wow.
Well, we know where this is
what's gonna
going.
happen. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can you smell what the Ross is cooking?
Oh,
Bob Ross.
Who's sitting on that
There
one?
you go. Yep.
Ross.
Yep.
Jay's thinking devious right now.
All right.
Stewing
Can't
over
even
there.
imagine. Oh my God! All right, so on the other side of our bracket, number 11.
Oh my God, we were only through one.
Oh, we talked a lot on that. side.
Okay,
We'll
well,
go
All right.
faster
Okay.
on
We'll
this
stop
side.
talking. I feel like
On the other side of the bracket, the 11 seed versus the 6 seed. 11 seed is Weird Al. We had him on one of our last.
Yep. That's
People were upset about it.
He's winning. He's winning this round.
It's Weird Al versus Paul Rudd.
Oh, forget it.
Look at us.
Forget it.
Paul Rudd.
Weird Al versus
Oh,
Paul
yeah,
Rudd.
look at
KB,
us.
You're first.
Weird Al.
Weird Al.
Wait, why were people mad about Weird Al?
No one's weird. No, because I had him in one of our previous
What
brackets.
were we?
Dude,
was that
you wanna
the
hang
best
out with?
Dudes?
Yeah.
Do you want to hang out with?
Yeah. And he was on there, and people were upset about it. I still think I'd love to hang out with Weird Al.
I think I would too,
Incredible.
definitely.
So KB, Weird Al,
Weird Al.
Kelly.
Paul Rudd by eons. Like just,
Really?
I don't think Weird Al even comes close to. People hate Weird Al. People
Yes.
do.
Really?
People
Yes.
do
Yeah,
not
I mean,
like his
I think-
sense.
I think on a worldwide, I'm going biased, but
Yeah, people hate him just because they don't like his sense of humor. They don't like his shtick. They don't. It's like similar to who's the other guy? Tom Green. I always kind of put them in the same category, even though Weird Al is like not as.
Al is a wholesome dude. He was just Tom Green with the pen.
As I was just about to say, Weird Al is a little different because he's not so gross, but Tom Green's whole like shtick is similar to Weird Al's like shtick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes more sense than what I was originally thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying they're the same in comedy. I'm saying they're just polarizing people. Sorry. I shouldn't
Paul
make the
Rudd.
comparison.
A lot of people comment about Tom Green on my videos. I never knew who that is or if it's a compliment or an insult.
My bum is on your lips. My bum.
I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
Tom Green used to be married to Drew Barrymore. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
All right.
Wait, no, Drew
Early
Barrymore.
days.
Oh, they were married.
They were married there. I think
I didn't know.
like
that.
a million years ago.
Compared
Yeah.
to Tom Green,
I don't know if it's a looks wise or if it's a
He is
personality.
he was way
Not
more
a-
raunchy than.
He's gross. Like he's
Yeah.
funny, but you know.
I don't know. I've seen it quite a few times, and I never have looked into if it's a compliment or an insult, or if what it's based on.
My new one is I went from Dane Cook to Bam. Now the new one I keep getting sent is Tristan Tate.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Wow. Yes.
Just catching L.
I guess I don't know what he looks like. I'm looking it up.
Wait, I need to double check too because
I'm voting Paul Rudd here.
Specifically one picture.
Easily. Paul Rudd, great movie. He's just the most plain guy in the best way possible. He's in that Bateman cat. He's another. You
campaign for Bateman to be on this hard. I'm not gonna. He's not included. Just give you a heads
All right, I get it. Not everyone appreciates.
Okay, that's bad, Rudy, but he is like very handsome.
yeah, I think he's handsome.
Looks like Andrew Tate.
he's
both
way
hair.
he's way better.
No,
looking than
he's
Andrew Tate.
like
Hook, line, and sinker. That's what I want.
years.
Yeah, no, so much better.
If
Looking.
Andrew Tate is like a 5, this guy's like a 110. Andrew
Yes.
Tate, way better looking.
I
Yes.
saw one of his videos. It was like the same thing as Andrew Tate's.
22 times.
Talking about like
more
tipping his cigar aficionado clerks or whatever. I was just like, okay.
They suck. Those guys though.
Yeah, they're the worst. Bugatti.
Disgusting.
Ugh.
You're up, Caroline.
I mean, Paul Rudd, Clueless, done. He just seems like someone you want to have at your like party. So
Weird Al's name is Weird Al because he's weird and not relatable to a lot of people.
I thought you said because he's weird and he's Al.
I like this thread. Keep going.
So yeah, Paul Rudd is more liked and more like
More
Paul
beloved.
Rudd. Yes.
That was.
Although I do love Weird Al.
I loved that.
Thank you.
I loved that.
Thank you. Gotta bottle it down sometimes.
I'm gonna kind of open it up to the floor. I don't know that much about Weird Al other than he makes funny songs.
That's really all there is.
That's it. Really.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
The legend, the pioneer of parody music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a quirky guy.
And as far as his personality, does anyone have anything?
Great, incredible guy.
Incredibly good,
Incredible guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's
Sell
so
it,
much more
sell it.
successful than you would think because he's not in your face about it.
Kyle's
Yeah.
trying to bring you on his side
I
right
just
now.
couldn't let him get
Actually,
shut out.
He's trying to.
If I remember right, like Paul Rudd, there's a very famous picture of him at Halloween with his daughter, and like his daughter, I think, is dressed up as Ant-Man, and he's dressed up
Aw.
as Weird Al, which is kind of fun.
Really?
No, I'm changing my vote to Rudd if he respects Al.
Loves
like
Weird
that.
Al. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Weird Al, but
That's
Yeah.
sweet. That
Well,
is sweet.
my vote doesn't matter, right?
No.
Oh.
No.
I mean, because I guess I know more about Paul Rudd, but he almost seems like too bubbly.
Think so?
Like
What?
being with him.
Paul Rudd?
he does seem bubbly. I'm with you.
I disagree.
I think
kind of like
he's
a
such a
sarcastic-
I think
good
Weird Al
person that
seems
people
too bubbly.
assume something's up like it's fake, but
Yeah,
I think he is just a good person.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll go Paul Rudd.
He's kind of a sarcastic asshole in like certain movies and like
Tommy was
Yeah.
flabbergasted when I said he's too bubbly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like not the vibe I get on Paul.
What's that show? That show maybe Netflix where he
Oh, I
like
know
has
what
a
you're talking
twin.
about. Yeah. I don't know what I don't know the name, but
You know what I'm talking about? Like it's like my.
He's in a really, really good movie with Selena Gomez called The Fundamentals of Character.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one's
that's great.
good.
That's a great movie.
Amazing movie
Great
that did not get
movie.
enough love. Awesome. Bobby
Great
Cannavale
movie.
in that too.
What the hell is that show? Because it was
I'm
depressing.
trying to-
It's a depressing
My
show.
phone's not loading.
Sad
but-
show.
And it's the first time I've seen him be serious.
I think I stopped watching it because it was too
Yeah.
sad.
It was really sad. It was like my,
Smoke St. Can't.
unraveling
on-
my life or
It's
something.
on Netflix.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Netflix.
Came out maybe like 3-4 years ago.
I'll tell you. in
Yeah.
a minute.
It's depressing. That's all I remember about it. The next matchup was the 3 versus the 14 when Rudy gets the vote first. 3 seed Shaq versus 14 seed Bill Nye.
Oh.
Oh wow. I fuck
Bill
with Bill Nye.
Oh no, I have some dirt on now.
I fuck with Nye heavy.
If you
but
have dirt, I want to hear the dirt.
Yeah, I want to
I
know.
want to hear the dirt.
I read there was I think it might have been Reddit, which is makes me like him more, maybe, but of like personal encounters
Reddit
with
doesn't like
Nye
it.
being an asshole.
Okay.
I've also heard
I could try to get proof.
Oh, I feel like
I've heard that too.
I've seen that before.
I've heard that he's not like super nice to people who come run up on him being like, tell us about science.
Which
He's
is
like a normal
honestly
guy.
fair.
Yeah, if that's
it
what
is
they're
fair.
doing,
Yeah.
then fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rudy.
It's hard to vote against a man in a bow tie, unless we're talking Tucker.
I mean, he has people chanting his name. Like, that's so cool. Like,
Yeah, Bill. I mean, yeah, it's tough. When people are attached to your like childhood memories, similar to Bob Ross.
Does he take himself seriously as a man in science?
I don't know.
I think he does.
I don't know that. That's a good
I think he
question.
does.
Yes.
too.
No, I think he does.
I think he takes himself very serious.
Yeah,
Period.
I don't like Bill Nye. I'm gonna say, like,
Yeah.
as a kid, I didn't like science. First of all, he did nothing for me. I didn't understand when all of a sudden I feel like recently he got, memed or whatever. Bill Nye has done nothing for me in a positive way.
Mm.
And
You
yeah,
learn anything from Bill Nye?
I don't know why that
I
just.
like watching him do experiments. I don't know.
Yeah, that just makes me dislike you.
Yeah, what, Tommy?
fine.
Yeah.
I think he's boring.
Yeah.
I think
You said boring.
only reason
and then
you
went,
like him
and
is
went and read
because-
baseball statistics in your room with your life-size mannequin of Derek Jeter.
Yeah, I mean that's way more fun.
Yeah.
The only reason people like Bill Nye is because he made a boring thing less boring. But like you would never.
that's
go,
that's the same as Bob Ross and Mr.
No, but you would go out of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
way to watch Bob Ross or Mr. Rogers. I don't think you would go out of your way to watch
Bill Nye was appointment.
That was only
appointment
if, like
TV.
you were in school.
No,
Oh, no, that was strictly school for me.
Oh
Right,
no,
yeah.
I saw Bill Nye on TV. We would always watch it on
watch
TV.
it?
Bill Nye, and what was the other show? Zoom.
Zoom. I was
together.
thinking of
Send
Zoom.
to Zoom.
Oh, I thought you were
Zoom was
CWM box 350.
I wanted to be on
Austin,
Zoom
Mass.
so bad.
Oh, to one. I love Zaboomafoo as well.
They'd say duck, and
Yeah.
they duck, but it was a duck. It was so
It was yeah.
Lemur, those New Zealand guys. I think
Who are those guys? Were so cute.
there were a
Who
lot
are those
of
guys?
New Zealand and Australian children's show that people don't realize came from there. Like the Wiggles are Australian, the Teletubbies were in Australia. Like
Yep.
a lot of.
Oh, the Teletubbies social media manager is killing it.
They
You
still
guys
do
follow
a
the Teletubbies?
I don't
Doing a
know, but
lot.
I've seen snippets.
I felt the same way about the Teletubbies as I did Mr. Rogers.
I'm telling you, it's the felt thing.
I never-
Am I not right?
Yeah,
Never
but
got
it
into
is.
those
They have that
things.
same
No
vibe.
How about the baby is the son? That was so weird.
That
No
was
thanks.
weird. But the Teletubbies are that same. I'm telling you, I think it's a
Like
sensory
kind of
thing.
furry.
That baby being Austin Butler is still the craziest thing I think I've ever.
That's Austin.
What?
Yeah. That was Austin Butler when he was a kid or baby.
Okay, you know what?
That's
People.
not real.
Austin Butler has been grinding out.
KenJac.
Hold on, I'm fact checking.
That's not real. That's not real.
Oh my god!
it.
Can we
God
find out
damn
who
it.
it was?
Seems
though?
real. We can start that rumor here.
That is a very funny rumor.
That is
That's
very funny.
hilarious. I fully believed that. Like I really
Oh, I did too. Because isn't his
Wow.
mom like an
'Cause
acting teacher?
Actually, no. The age wouldn't act.
I don't think so
Uh,
because that show started in like the late '90s or something.
Who is Austin
Late
Butler?
90s. It
He's
was like
30
early
he's-
2000s.
The actor who played Elvis.
He's 32.
Okay.
Oh no, then
So,
then
yeah.
I was old watching Teletubbies, so it
He would
couldn't
have been too
been.
old. He would have been way too old.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, if he was like 10 years younger than me, it would have made sense. But
Yeah.
no, we're the same age. Yeah.
I think that even with the Bill Nye possibly being an asshole thing, regardless of that, even with Bill Nye at full strength, it's hard to go against Shaq. I think Shaq is a very, very magnetic, fun-loving,
Charismatic for sure.
charismatic, dynamic. I love that he just like is like, I'm gonna be a fucking DJ,
Mhm.
and somehow managed to subvert the douche in that profession.
Also did music. Also did movies. Does still movies.
He just seems very jovial.
Yeah.
Very jovial. Just think he's a good guy to kick it with. I mean, yeah, Bill Nye, I love him, but I think if I'm just like trying to kick it, I'm picking Shaq.
Yeah.
I found the Teletubby baby. This is her. Her name's Jess Smith.
Oh, it's a girl. Feminism.
Love.
Australian
Anyways.
girl, I'm assuming.
Cute.
She does look like a little sunshine.
Yeah.
Cute. That's sweet.
I was gonna pick Charles Barkley, but women in San Antonio do not like him.
But I also think just like Bill Nye, Shaq is an asshole as well, or
Yeah.
can be a lot of times.
Yeah, 100%. But I would still, I'm basing it just off like who I'd rather kick it with. That's like the easiest
really
way.
universally
That's just-
beloved, but that's not like the
Yeah.
criteria you should be going off of.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like I think that unanimously is a better hang.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sort
I
of
just
how.
don't know if that's the right criteria,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'll
Well, I'll conduct my draft how I like to.
Oh, I mean, we're not voting best basketball player. We
Yeah.
can just change the.
True.
When did I say that, Tommy?
It's just. I'm just saying it's an example.
Okay, I'm still going with Shaq. You know who I was just thinking would be a good person on this list that I didn't submit would be Mike Rowe.
micro dirty jobs.
He's,
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
a cool guy.
He's a
He is
cool.
good. And he
I don't
killed
think he'd
on
make it
Sunday
too far, but-
Conversation.
He's a,
Yeah,
he's a
he
cool-
really did. He was
I
great. on
don't
that.
think he's famous enough.
Yeah, I agree
Kind
with
of agree
that.
with that.
I agree.
Yeah, but I'm still going Shaq.
Yeah. Che.
Shaq by a lot inside the NBA, like best show on TV.
Mm.
I feel like anytime you have an athlete on one of these, you're picking the athlete no matter what.
No, I like Bill Nye. But
Yeah.
like,
Just in general, I don't know if there's any athlete on here that you wouldn't vote for.
Maybe Drew Brees.
definitely not Drew Brees.
I don't like Drew Brees either.
Sucks.
I think Drew Brees is a tryhard, like always. I thought that since
Yes.
high school, I didn't even know anything about him. But the way that people talked about him, I was like, this guy, forget it.
There's- if
Scar off your face.
If you ever want to see a really
He
funny
did.
video,
He
watch,
paid for it.
Yeah. If you want to see a really funny video, watch Oprah trying to rub his birthmark.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
She,
Oh,
like,
no.
She's like, oh, he got a little something, and he's like,
You got a little schmutz.
It's very
Damn,
funny.
that sucks.
So you're going with Shaq, Caroline.
I have a quick story. I promise it'll be quick. When I was growing up homeschooled, we all got together, like all the other homeschooled kids, and we watched
Like
Bill
you
Nye,
and
the
your
science guy.
sister?
No, all the other homeschool kids. We watched Bill Nye, the science guy.
Just turned it into school.
We debated Ken Ham, a creationist.
Okay.
And it was like the Super Bowl, and we were like, yeah, Ken! Yeah!
No,
get
no,
him!"
no.
God.
Yeah, no.
He was like, dinosaurs aren't real.
Yeah, and like he's Bill Nye's like the Big Bang, and Ken Ham's like, no, God, have you read the Bible? And we were like, Ken, get him! So I also didn't watch Bill Nye. Obviously, you can.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But Shaq, there was a story about Shaq like last year, where he paid for everyone in the restaurant's food, but he
Yeah.
waited till after he left for everyone to have their bills taken care of, and so
But the story came out.
of course.
Of
Sit
course
there and
it did,
eat
yeah.
the applause.
Of course, but still, you never know.
I mean, that's
don't
pretty
know.
pimp.
The story would have come out regardless.
I think
So
if-
he also bought some
Yeah.
engagement ring.
He bought someone's engagement ring. I have heard
about that.
from someone
Oh.
who's met him that he wasn't very nice. But people have their bad days, and I think Shaq, he only person who could take Robin Williams' genie.
Speaking of Williams, he's claimed to have fucked Venus Williams, and she says, nah, you know.
Oh, I don't like that.
Whoa.
I
That's
don't
not
like
good.
that.
I don't like that.
Hey, I really don't like that.
Lying.
Well,
She's lying. Is that what you just
Wait,
said?
is that confirmed? That wait,
The
can you-
only obvious
let me-
answer
let me-
there.
Listen,
She's lying.
if KB can confirm that happened, I'm changing into Bill Nye because that's not cool.
I'm voting
isn't cool.
Shaq. Regardless.
believe women, but believe
Tennis
Shaq.
star Venus Williams called out Shaquille O'Neal after the latter claimed he had a sexual relationship
I'm
with
going Bill
her,
Nye.
Cindy Crawford, and Aaliyah.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Leah's dead.
Wow.
Aaliyah died
Leah's
very
dead.
young
She can't even
too.
stand up for herself. Yeah.
And she died
long
very
time.
young,
Aaliyah also, how old was Aaliyah when she died?
like 19.
I was going to say, it's already questionable when it was R. Kelly.
That sounds like Shaq was joking.
Wait,
Playing
Yeah.
around.
Cindy Crawford?
Yeah,
That's so
joking.
far-fetched.
That'd be insane.
Well, Cindy Crawford
I
and
mean,
Shaq
like,
have this crazy campaign that they did.
No, you apologize for fabric. If he was joking, then fuck that. Then
Okay.
it's a weird.
Yeah, if he was joking,
Kind of a
who
weird
cares?
joke.
But it also is like
Weird joke, but like, who cares?
if it's pre-podcast, it's like, well, then where were you joking on air to get
True,
this
true.
clip?
On the radio?
Kelly.
I clearly missed something very
It
important.
was on the
I'm a-
radio.
Oh.
I'm unfortunately going Shaq. I think that Bill Nye puts up a really good fight. I personally love Bill Nye. I think he's so funny. I think he's great. I don't think Bill Nye is nearly as popular as he could be and as other people are. Definitely not as popular as Shaq. And I think if more people knew Bill Nye, maybe that would be the case. But even the ones who do aren't like so obsessed with him. So I think it's got to be Shaq.
He doesn't seem as cool.
Yeah, there are songs where Aaron Carter wrote a song about Shaq.
Shaq,
so.
yeah, Shaq for
Yeah.
me too.
Shaq's in advance. The next matchup breaks my fucking heart even looking at it.
Oh no.
It's tough. It's the number 10 seed Jack Black versus the 7 seed Steve Irwin.
Oh God, this
Oh
is so easy for
my
me.
dude, I don't
This is
care.
so
I'm going.
easy.
I fucking love Jack Black. I'm going.
Nah.
Yeah.
Get him the fuck out.
Dude, I love Jack.
I like
Stomp
Jack,
on his throat.
I like Jack Black. I would not consider him universally liked.
No, I
feel
fucking
like
hate
I
Jack
don't
Black.
think there's a person
School
that
of Rock?
dislikes-
No, I
School of
hate
Rock
Jack Black.
alone. I'm
Hate
going.
him.
All you need to do.
my mom does not like.
I hate him. I hate Jack Black. I hate him. Yes. Panda? No, I hate
Oh my
him.
God.
Hate. The only movie that Jack Black is tolerable in is The Holiday. And he's a normal, boring dude, and that's it. Every other movie,
This is his worst movie.
no, because he's normal. He's just like a normal guy. He like has a couple weird moments where you're like, okay, whatever. But then mostly he's normal. That is not my kind of.
You don't fuck
that's
with
just
like
not-
School of Rock at all?
No.
Wow.
He literally sings
I
the
d-
greatest song in the world.
Everyone literally sucks. Everyone sucks the dick of School of Rock so hard. I don't.
Oh, dude.
It was never like my mom
disagreeing.
also hates Jack Black. My mom fucking hates him. Like we didn't grow up in a Jack Black house. I tried it all. It was just not it. Kung Fu Panda, not
my-
it.
I grew up in a Jack Black house.
No, no.
Oh.
It's Steve Irwin. It's Steve Irwin. Like I can't even believe they're in the same conversation. It's Steve Irwin.
Wow.
I just didn't grow up. I wasn't really into animals like that. So
I'm
enough
not crazy.
exposure. I love
like-
Jack Black. I loved him
Yeah.
as a kid.
Still love him as an adult.
I like Jack Black more than I like Steve Irwin. But if we're voting on who I think is more universal,
Yeah, but
I think
we could take some liberties there.
No, I never take liberties.
He's never taken them.
Yeah, never. I don't vote.
Fair enough.
This, 2 for Steve Irwin.
Stick of the man. Are you kidding me? Incredibly talented, hilarious. The acting, physical comedian, incredible. Carries his body. Great
Interesting
music.
background. Grew up in a nudist colony.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Weird. That's
I didn't know
fucking
that.
Weird.
It wasn't his
It's
choice.
amazing.
He's talked about how embarrassing that was.
Yeah, that is embarrassing.
He can also sing very well. Like
Oh no, he's an
Yeah, he's a good
incredible
singer.
musician.
He's a good singer.
Incredible.
A good musician. Yeah, you can't deny he's a good musician. Obviously, He's
Tenacious
just
D
annoying.
is like legitimately a very enjoyable listen.
Yeah, Kyle Gass.
Dude,
Shout out.
such a good Tenacious D is so awesome.
Jack Black by a lot.
Jack Black.
Whoa.
A lot.
Oh.
And I like Steve Irwin.
So it's 3-2 right now in
R.I.P.
favor of Jack Black. How are you going, Rudy?
It's very difficult because Steve Irwin is just such a pure soul.
Do you follow his kid? I follow his kids on Instagram. That's how much I. That's
Oh.
Steve
Bindi.
Can't do
Bindi
that.
or Bindi Irwin and Robert, his son.
Oh, Bindi
Both,
was
they are so.
a cute little movie.
I can't look in their eyes.
They're so. Bindi's married with a
Hurts.
child now. She's a
Yeah.
baby.
It hurts
They're
too
good.
much.
Nepo mother.
She is because
They're
she
doing
wrestles
good.
alligators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They own the preserve, the wildlife preserve. They keep it up. They do the same work.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is so painful, man. I love Jack Black, dude. Fuck. But Steve Irwin is such a legend. And he taught so much.
We'll say I think a lot of wildlife groups didn't love Steve Irwin they thought he was
Oh.
like mean to animals or something.
I don't
What did you?
They didn't
just
like-
make that up.
They were
I love
pretty
how
mean
we-
to him when they killed him.
Yeah.
Did you just make that up?
I think there was like wildlife groups that
We're just ruining people's like
Really?
reputations.
But he
dead
couldn't-
people's
he couldn't-
reputations.
he
I've
wouldn't-
never heard a bad word about him.
He can't navigate that space without someone being like,
Yeah, it's
you're-
true.
You're being annoying to the animals.
There's a controversies page on Irwin's page or Irwin's wiki.
What?
Regarding what?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah. Oh
There's
no.
allegations he disturbed wildlife in certain episodes of the show.
See?
He had
You got to do it for TV.
like there's
Mm.
there's-
Yeah,
there are
no
people that
shit.
don't
He
like
fucking jumped on a crocodile's back. You think it's not disturbing?
You want to know what? Jack Black never did that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's
Jack Black was also in Shallow Hal. Let's not forget.
That's true.
made some mistakes on his
So true.
Saving
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Silverman.
Wait, are we
Saving Silverman, great movie.
are we anti Shallow Hal?
Well, it's just like a problematic movie.
It's just
a
like in
problematic
retrospect.
now it is. I like Shallow
Why?
Hal actually. I liked it.
I don't know what that is.
I'm trying to
You've never seen Shallow Hal?
What?
He has, like,
Oh, Tommy, you would love
You
Shallow
would
Hal,
love
it. You
especially
actually would love that
if you
movie.
love Jack Black.
It's a movie. It's a movie where this guy is so shallow that like they put a curse on him and he falls in love with a girl for their inside. So he falls in love with. Yeah.
No, it's literally my worst nightmare.
No, but he sees her.
Did you look up?
He sees
falls in
Gwyneth
love.
Paltrow.
He sees Gwyneth Paltrow as the woman, and he sees her as Gwyneth Paltrow. But in reality, Gwyneth Paltrow is
She's like
this
breaking
this
chairs.
like 300-pound
Yeah.
woman.
So
I'm
it's
gonna have to watch
problematic.
this.
And he
Great.
can't tell, like, yeah, it's like
Problematic.
fat phobic, I guess, if
Yeah.
we're breaking it down.
Dude, I loved back in the day when in the 90s they would just be like, any idea, it's like, yeah, baby,
Yep.
let's
Because
roll.
it was all men too
Give a
making
fuck.
the movies.
I
They were
love
like,
that.
that would be hilarious.
I love that era where they were like trying to make a romance movie, and it's like, we're trying to make a romance movie. We can't do it without some sort of witchcraft.
Yes.
There has to be like a Freaky Friday, like swapping
What's
bodies.
that Robin or that
Yeah.
fuck?
The shaman
Yeah.
in Chinatown. It's
Yeah.
always
Practical
that.
magic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
literally like fan. They
Hot
like,
chick. Yeah.
A
There's
hot chick. Yeah, I love that
chick.
movie too.
Yeah, it wasn't
Rob
like
Schneider.
Adam Sandler played like a shaman in that.
Yes,
Like
he
cursed
literally
people,
did,
like,
yeah.
or
curse
the
whatever.
craziest one is Schneider in The Animal.
Yeah, Schneider and the Animal.
That one was
Great.
crazy too.
Yeah.
Schneider did a lot of like witchcraft, switching body type
Yeah.
Yeah.
deals. Hot
So,
chick,
Rudy, where are you going?
animal. I feel like there's
So
one
it's 3-2 right now for Jack.
Yeah.
Dude, I fuck with Jack so heavy, man. But Irwin is just transcendent. I gotta go, Irwin.
Man.
Irwin all tied up, and the Gooch gets the tiebreaker.
Thank you, Gooch. Make the right choice.
Gooch us.
What have you done for me lately? Give me Jack
What have I
Black.
done?
Oh my.
Damn. Okay. Well, Steve Irwin will come back to haunt
That's
you.
what I was saying. This was like a
Oh.
death match. Like
That is that. Watch your back, bro. I
Yeah.
wouldn't go to an aquarium anytime soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Not
Yeah.
even come close. Stay far
in
away.
retrospect, maybe Steve Irwin shouldn't have been around water either.
Yeah.
Fucked around with it.
Don't you think that the animals would actually be kind of like pro, like anti?
Animals should love him. Like he's helping people
Yeah.
conserve their wildlife. And
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's like other species that just came and wrestled them and made them pose for pictures. Probably.
Other species eat.
What if we had a guy who just came into our work and just wrestled
Dude,
us?
it's like Frank the Tank and KB and like.
Yeah, I
all
was
these
gonna
people,
say,
they do
that's
that shit. People
KB.
come in and disturb us all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Will
Question:
Compton.
How do they film? How do they film those? Yeah. How do they film the like Planet Earth and Blue Planet and all that?
I always wonder that too.
Like how do they? Yeah, just drones. But those aren't disturbing the animals. Like,
I guess they are. Right?
they're right up in their faces, you know.
For a good cause.
Yeah, it's
Wasn't
like,
Steve Irwin for a good cause?
No, I agree. I'm not anti-Steve.
Oh no, I know.
I'm
I'm just saying.
it's basically stool scenes.
I'm just talking.
for animals.
Yeah, a vlog.
Yeah, it really is.
Stool scenes on.
I love those.
with an IMAX camera.
I love those.
I really just like didn't want to be the one to decide. That's why I went.
I do love Steve Irwin, just to make that clear.
Okay.
Yeah, I do
okay.
too.
No one hates Steve Irwin.
Well, he's gonna haunt you in your sleep. So
Trying to. Yeah, I see you're trying.
Don't
Join the
backtrack.
club.
Don't
I know what you're
backtrack.
do- yeah, I know what you're
I have a
doing.
direct connection to curses, and like it's coming for you now. So stay away from the zoo.
Our final matchup here is number 2 versus the 15. The 2 seed is Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, especially like he had a huge renaissance post It's Always Sunny. So KB, just so you know, Danny DeVito's our 2 seed. He's going up against the 15 seed, a person who's made huge waves, especially over the last couple of years. Coincidentally, Gooch, around when LCB came around, Brendan Fraser.
Oh,
universally beloved, making a huge comeback, and everyone
Oh,
loves
this is
him.
a hard one.
Brendan
is
Fraser versus
hard.
Danny DeVito. KB. Or actually, no, Rudy. We started with you. Yes,
it should
Rudy,
be
you
me.
start.
Boy,
That's tough. DeVito for me, I really love DeVito mostly because of the Batman. I thought that him as the Penguin was
Yes.
like a very underrated
Great role.
my dad says that.
very underrated performance. I thought that like he took like the pain of, like it was just a perfect role because like the pain of being like short, weird, and ugly. I thought that was like a perfect for a Penguin role.
Damn, roast.
But
He eyeballed KB after you said that. Like you,
well, because
yeah, like
I was worried.
You okay with that,
I
Kyle?
had
What'd you say?
I just said
I said the pains of being short, weird, and ugly are what the Penguin had to deal with, and he just eyeballed you.
well because I thought that KB was going to be glaring. It was. I didn't mean that towards KB. I thought that he was going to be glaring at me.
he's
So,
lying.
I'm not lying.
I'm kidding.
I can't lie.
Go on.
People
Can't
forget he
lie.
also was in Hercules, Danny DeVito.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah, he's
fellow
the good.
Phil.
Oh,
Yeah,
why'd
Phil.
you say that?
Oh,
My
yeah.
favorite movies growing up. Yep.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that, man? I love Hercules.
He's also
Matilda, like
Matilda. Yeah, Matilda's dad.
Yeah.
he's in a bunch of, like twins. Like he directed a bunch of movies. Like he's a legend.
Always Sunny. Obviously, people are obsessed.
But
Yeah.
wait, who was the other one?
It's
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan
Brendan
Fraser.
Fraser.
I already alluded to The Mummy was instrumental in my life,
Mhm.
and I loved those movies as a kid. Cheah, I can already see you.
How was that instrumental?
What are you gonna explain my fucking childhood to me? I just liked it.
Okay. You can like it, but for it to be instrumental means you have like a deep connection with it.
That's what. Yeah, I said what I meant. It meant a lot to me. It provided me with a lot of entertainment. I really loved those movies. And Brendan Fraser, his whole like story arc.
Crazy.
I think
Yeah.
that even personally, he means more to me, and I think universally, I think he means more than Danny DeVito, primarily because of his recent comeback.
Yeah.
Minus that, it would be a blowout. But because of what he's done with The Whale and all that, I
Coming
think
back from being molested by the head of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
And not being quiet about it.
I
Yeah.
did not know
Love
that.
it.
Did-
Oh, that's why.
Are you kidding?
Oh, what?
That's
I
the
didn't know
whole
that.
thing.
Are you
That's-
kidding?
Wait, what did
No,
you?
I was
That's
just
his whole story.
So
You got
Brendan
molested?
Fraser was molested.
Yes.
by-
Are you guys
Yes.
crazy?
Where have
really
you guys
did not-
been?
How old
That's
was
why
he?
he's having
So
this big
this-
resurgence, and everybody's like,
Okay, so like sexually assaulted is probably the better term, but like
Yeah, KenJac, you
How
say
old
it.
was he?
he was groped by the head of the Hollywood Foreign Press. I want to say in like the early 2000s.
Like way after he was famous.
Like George of the
He was an
Jungle,
adult.
probably.
this
Post
is
George of the Jungle,
It was definitely
post Mummy.
It was like post Mummy. It was like post Mummy 2. It was like early, like 2004, 5.
Mm-hmm.
And he got groped by the head of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
What does that mean
Told-
exactly? Where?
Just like assaulted. I don't know.
He
He like,
No, like,
he
where-
like grabbed his ass in his balls.
grabbed his ass and like put his finger in his asshole. Like,
like assaulted. He assaulted.
Fraser was
Assaulted
like,
him.
what
Yeah,
the
but I'm
fuck?
saying like where were they? I mean,
I have no idea.
Like an event or
What
something.
is this line of questioning?
I think it was
I don't know.
at-
I'm just curious.
Just believe,
It
Brendan.
was
Jimmy
at-
John.
They were at the,
I think it was at the Golden Globes.
Yeah,
Believe
Victim
all men.
blaming.
As an adult male, you don't often find yourselves in molestable situations.
what was he wearing?
You're the problem, Tommy. You're the
I
problem.
believe it was at the
God.
Golden Globes or an after party or something because they do.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just curious. It's you don't hear often of adult men getting molested.
Because
told
they
the
don't
Hollywood
speak up
Foreign
for this
Press.
reason.
He told them they did nothing, and then he got blackballed from going to any of their events ever again. And then like he basically like had a lot of trouble after that finding work with people that guy that the president was like connected to. And
Just
at that
everyone.
same time, his wife divorced him, and his wife was like super aggressive with alimony, and like they basically set the alimony at the rate of money he was making after Mummy 2, which was like he had to pay like $400,000 a month, and like he was he was not making any money at that point because he couldn't get work. So he basically got bankrupted, and like the judge refused to change the alimony rate at all. And he just really got fucked and got like super depressed. And then obviously now recently he's making a huge comeback and all this stuff. So
Was that the same person that Terry Crews got?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, that was a different guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom, you want to ask Terry Crews how he found himself in that situation? He'll beat your ass.
You got molested too?
Yes. Are you
Got
kidding
groped.
me?
Yeah, he got groped.
Yeah,
Ohio
groped.
State wrestling.
I'm just I'm not accusing them of not being molested. I'm
That's a
just
lot of
curious.
A lot of questions. Okay, so Rudy, you're
I'm
going Fraser.
Fraser, yeah.
I think I just
molest Terry Crews.
You go up to him and you touch his dick and balls without asking.
People
Pretty fucking
I think his was a
people
casting.
a lot.
How bold? I mean, that's crazy.
Happens to women every day.
Yeah, but like they could, you could
yeah.
drug them. Like,
I get that.
like they do things to them.
The more I
Dana
hear
back in
about
here.
this, I'm starting to think this molestation thing might be a real problem.
Let's get Dana back in here.
Dan needs some-
Yeah, whoa. Men are getting molested.
Yeah.
This is
Now,
about
we
time
should
we
do something about this.
step up here.
For fuck's
Happened to
sake.
dudes.
Jesus Christ.
I think I cemented your case for Brendan Fraser with all that information.
Yeah, I was going that way anyway. I vaguely knew that, but I wasn't tuned in.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it would have been that regardless of that information.
Okay.
That was a good backstory because I was going to ask why is Brendan Fraser having this resurgence. I haven't seen the whale. I saw a trailer for it. It looks great.
Awesome. Really good movie.
Who's he going against?
He's going
Danny
against Danny DeVito.
I think as a day one Always Sunny guy, I think the show has gotten significantly worse with him.
He only was one season without
I was
him.
going to say,
Yeah,
like
what?
Single season.
What
without
is
him.
the base
It
of
was
it?
one season without him.
I love.
I think literally 6 episodes.
I love Trey. I love this.
Yeah.
Pilot in a few episodes.
It was
Robin
a
Williams,
great
That is
whatever.
crazy.
And it was still a good show, but I hate the angle that he took it in. It's like way too slapstick.
They didn't want him either in the beginning. Network was like,
the
you
network
guys,
forced him to.
they were like, you have to have him or we cancel the
Now they
show.
love him.
And they're like, oh, we love him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still a very good show, but I thought it was way.
You might be the only person in the world that thinks that. And like, I don't mean that.
That really might be true.
Yeah, I think I genuinely.
I'm not
think that's
knocking you for having a unique
I
opinion.
literally, when that show came out on FX, that and the show, I think it was directly
true.
after.
Yes, you always talk about this.
Starved were like
Yeah.
absolute must see TV for me. And I hated when Danny DeVito joined the cast, and I thought he made it so much worse. So Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, Caroline.
Danny DeVito was here and he was so lovely. He was like the sweetest little Eminem man walking around. But I'm going Brandon.
God damn.
He's so sweet and cute. But I'm going Brandon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even
When
a
he came in the
peanut M&M.
office, like
He was very nice.
me and Jeff interviewed him like 3 years ago or something like that. Like he thought like we loved him and like we were like super open about it. He thought we were fucking with him. Like he thought that like we were messing with him. He's like, okay,
What was that?
Directly.
trying to get underneath the
That was
camera, but
so
straight
weird.
through the camera.
You just went into it.
You look like a Navy SEAL right there.
That was weird.
After
Bad Navy SEAL.
after he realized like we were genuine, like we genuinely liked him a lot. He like started like tearing up and like gave us like a big hug, and I was just like, this
Aw.
is just a genuinely sweet man.
Wait, is it
I love it.
Brandon?
Brendan.
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan.
Brendan Fraser.
She said Brandon just
I'm
now.
saying
Yeah,
Brendan.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
tried.
I mean, she's
I
a
tried
big
to
Let's
whisper
Go
into the
Brandon
mic.
person,
It's
so, like,
Brendan.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. My knowledge of Brendan Fraser up until 9 minutes ago was LCB posts a lot of memes about him. That was it. And my mom wanted to see The Whale home for break, and I didn't want to because I don't like the fake fat in movies. It
Prosthetic fat.
repulses me. It literally repulses me. I don't have a problem with fat people, but when
Fat
skinny actors
suits.
get whatever gross makeup or shit, it's
with you.
disgusting.
Fat
It's really
Bastard was so
heavy.
gross when Mike Myers put it on for Fat Bastard.
There's one
I've hated it
example I
since then
can't
too.
think of right now that really is ugh. I feel like I now have to go see it. Poor guy got molested.
Nutty Professor.
Yeah, I like Danny DeVito more personally. I don't know if I've ever seen anything Brendan Fraser's in. But I mean,
Saw
what
The
a
Mummy?
You ever saw The Mummy?
Never saw it.
Wow.
What? Oh
Got
my
some
god,
watching
it's
to
so
do.
good.
What a story, though. I mean, and the fact that he swelled up and thought you guys. I'll be honest, I thought you guys were being ironic as well. So the fact that he like
Aw.
teared up, that makes me like him a lot. And I'm going Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, Kelly.
Brendan Fraser by a mile. I like Danny DeVito a lot. I think that Brendan Fraser came around, especially for someone my age, at a good time. Danny DeVito was like a little bit older, and he was always playing like kind of a mean, snarky somebody, which I still like. But you know, George of the Jungle. How do you say anything about that? I say Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
DeVito. I didn't grow up watching Brendan Fraser.
That's fair.
No.
That's the only reason.
That's fair. Fair.
All right, so our playoffs are set, and we'll run through them quick.
I'm supposed to do the. I'm supposed to do the dozen at 5. Jeff, doesn't have a fucking stroke.
We're gonna run through quick. Number 1 seed or Bob Ross versus our number 9 seed, Mr. Rogers. KB, you go first. Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers.
Bob. Rogers did art amongst everything else.
Yeah.
Rogers.
Kelly?
I'm also going Rogers.
Rogers.
I'm going Bob Ross, just personal connection.
Personal
Rogers.
Fred Rogers.
Rogers.
You know me. You know how I feel about Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers is gonna move on.
It's Bob Ross.
All right.
Uh,
Rest in peace, Bob Ross.
Dolly Parton versus Alex Trebek.
Ooh.
Who's more universally liked?
Fuck.
Hey, it's not that serious. Don't beat yourself up.
Fuck. I gotta go. Trebek. Sorry.
Trebek.
Dolly forever.
Dolly forever.
Yeah, Dolly.
Dolly.
Trebek.
Out. Tommy.
Trebek.
Tied.
I think this is a hard one, but I am going to go Dolly.
Dolly.
Mhm.
Trebek, yeah.
Trebek, Gucci break.
Listen, I love Jeopardy, but there's no Trebek world. There's a Dolly world. Come on. Love Dolly.
Yep.
Damn.
Dolly, yeah.
I'm glad that I was gutted by my decision. I'm glad that justice was served to
Yeah.
Dolly.
KB, you get to go Mr. Rogers versus Dolly Parton.
Okay, what the hell?
Rogers.
Kelly.
That was like a weird purr, and I didn't like it in my headphones. Oh.
Oh yeah.
I liked it better that time, actually.
ASMR.
I feel like you're breathing down my neck. I can't. I'm distracted.
Rogers versus Dolly Parton.
Okay. Oh, that is so hard. I do think. I do think Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are two people I've voted against in every round that I don't care about at all. But I'll go Mr. Rogers, I guess.
Mr.
I
Rogers.
think I'm going to go Dolly.
One for Dolly. Okay.
Yeah.
I will not be disrespecting Dolly again. I'm going Dolly Parton.
In Steve's place, I'll vote, and I will go Mr. Rogers.
Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rogers is going to represent one side, and then the other side, Shaq versus.
Mr. Rogers in the championship?
Yep.
Yes.
Good for him.
Wow. Okay.
And the other side, Shaq versus Paul Rudd.
Damn, man, this is getting tough. Paul Rudd versus Shaq.
We're about to have Jack Black versus Brendan Fraser. It's only going to get harder.
Oh my God.
That's- I'm getting the last
I gotta go with just knee-jerk reaction. I gotta go Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
I think that it's easier for actors to be more loved, so I'm going Shaq because he's really showed his personality.
He's an actor though.
Now he's an actor.
Yeah, but he had to break through to show his personality.
Paul Rudd could never average like 30 and 20.
Definitely.
Yeah, not
No.
a chance. I'll vote, by the way, for Paul Rudd between these two.
I'm going Paul Rudd, too. I think that an athlete inherently will have people that dislike them, just fans of other teams. Like,
Yeah.
the people that got knocked out of the playoffs.
Kings fans definitely hate him.
championships. Who?
Yep.
Kings fans.
Yeah. So, who doesn't like Paul Rudd? Hot Ones, that meme, classic.
Yeah.
Jack has a good Hot Ones moment too, though. Yeah, where he does like the.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I only judge people based off their Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Makes
I will
sense.
go Paul Rudd.
It is a good litmus test
Yeah.
for how good of a person someone is.
That's how God lets them into heaven.
Exactly.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
All right as well.
Paul Rudd.
Woo! I didn't expect that to be
Woo.
Now,
that.
Yeah,
Fraser
good
versus
shot.
Jack Black.
Oh my God.
We got to do a worst one. We got to.
I was thinking about that too,
DJ
yeah.
Khaled would hate that man.
Yeah.
Who is it? Jack. Oh,
Brendan
Jack
Fraser versus
Jack
Jack
Black for me.
Jack Black.
Brendan Fraser. Again,
Brendan
by a mile.
Fraser?
Yeah. By a mile.
Khaled is so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, that
I hate him.
that
so
molestation story shook me to my core.
Yeah.
So I'm going Fraser.
Fraser. Between these two, I fucking love Jack Black, but I gotta vote for Brendan Fraser here.
I know the molestation thing is really bad, but I'm still going Jack Black. Like, that's who I am.
1-2 for Jack Black. Could tie it up if you wanted to.
Wait, who's in the lead?
Yeah, right now it's Fraser
Fraser.
3, Jack Black 2.
Well, I want to make it. I like tiebreakers, and I do love Jack Black. So, and I also love shifting the blame. So I'm gonna go Jack Black.
Jack Black, Gooch.
We are a Brendan Fraser aligned podcast.
That's very true.
Brendan Fraser.
God, thank God.
I'm happy we took a stand though.
Yeah. You guys tried your best.
Brendan Fraser versus Paul Rudd.
Oh,
wow.
Ooh.
blowout in my mind, Fraser.
Blowout Fraser. Okay.
Yeah.
Fraser, yeah.
Fraser. I will vote Fraser here as well.
Down goes Fraser.
Oh, man. You were waiting for that. You were waiting for that shit.
I'm voting Paul Rudd.
Oh.
I mean,
Are you guys voting Fraser based on him getting molested?
I mean, that's a big part of it.
I said I loved him because of the Mummy.
His interviews are really great to watch.
All right.
No, I love
I don't know
him.
anything about. I don't know much about him.
Yeah.
George of the Jungle, watch out for that tree, you know?
yeah. Watch out for that bang. Ooh, tree.
Watch more Brendan Fraser stuff.
I am thinking Paul Rudd for this one. I love Brendan Fraser, as we know. I think that people fucking love Paul Rudd, though. Like, they
People
really
do.
love him.
I
And
think
they've
if we're
loved him
talking
consistently for a
Universal-
long time.
Maybe this room is Brendan Fraser, but Universal has to be Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I think
But he also just gets lumped
don't
in with
know.
all of those likable guys like Ryan Reynolds and like
I was shocked Ryan Reynolds was on the list, and I'm glad he wasn't. Fuck Ryan Reynolds.
I thought about it, but I was like, he's
What?
over.
That's too many likes on his tweets for tweets that are not that funny.
no, people are
I should
like
get more
he's
like-
becoming like the Jennifer
hot,
who did I say her? What's
Jennifer
her name?
Lawrence,
Yeah.
Jennifer
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Hater
Yeah.
Dude, Fraser though. I mean, people really. You just didn't even know anything about him.
I think that
Yeah.
universally, Paul Rudd is more well known and popular.
Well known and loved. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. I
In
think
this
less
moment-
people know the significance of Brendan Fraser's comeback as well. I think that they don't understand. Like, they're just like, oh, where'd he go? He hadn't been around in a while. Now he's back. That's great. We always loved him. I think
He's
Paul Rudd's been
fat now.
consistent. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's a
I'll
whale.
go Rudd, but
You'll go Rudd. So we're tied up again. Gooch.
All tied up.
we know where this is going.
Damn.
Yeah, he's struggling. 'Cause I know
This is tough.
it's tough for especially for the parameters of what we're voting on.
The argument, yes. If we're going off the parameters, I think in this room, I agree with Tommy. We are very much Brendan Fraser. I would choose him, who I like more. But yeah, Paul Rudd is. People love Paul Rudd.
So Paul Rudd versus Mr. Rogers.
Oh God.
Has anybody ever debated these two people in any realm before?
Two
think
white men.
so.
Wow.
I'll look it up.
I just
but,
don't-
I'm going Mr. Rogers.
I'm
One for Mr. Rogers.
disappointed. In this final.
Man.
Just disappointed in this final.
I worry that I feel like Mr. Rogers is at a disadvantage because he's dead. I think that if he
Oh,
were
I feel like it's
still
an
alive,
advantage.
or like, do they play Mr. Rogers shows on TV? I'm thinking about like spanning ages and time.
Oh
ever.
yeah, you're definitely right.
And like,
They're
yes,
not.
for sure, Mr. Rogers like gets that
Cocomelon
top hat, but
shit
when
like that
right,
now.
but when does it stop? Like,
It's a
how young do you
stimulation.
have to be to not know about Mr. Rogers?
I think like
And
honestly 20.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it might be too recent.
yeah.
He's an Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, for all these kids.
Yeah,
all
that's
these
what I'm
kids know
saying.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. They know. Also, he's a voice of something, right? What's he?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, he's kind of all over the place. I want to choose Mr. Rogers. I think I got to pick Paul Rudd.
One for Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I'm going Paul. I mean, it's personal, but it's also, I think universally it would be Paul. I mean, has Mr. Rogers ever done Hot Ones? Don't think so.
Oh, got a
He
point.
would hate hot ones. He would disintegrate.
He
if
was
it's a
dead.
hot wing.
You go,
You know, he would hate
geez.
that.
It does feel weird to me that Paul Rudd is going to be the winner.
Should have been.
Mr. Rogers would also feel weird. So whatever. I'm going Paul Rudd.
Another one for Paul Rudd. I'll vote. By the way, I'll go Rudd as well. Just because a lot of stuff you guys are saying, like, I feel like if you put them both in like a bubble, like in the same time period, yeah, Mr. Rogers would probably win. But just like who is more universally beloved over a longer time period? Right now, I guess it's Rudd.
Right.
Mm. There's no Paul Rudd documentary, and that Mr. Rogers documentary made me cry. So, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah,
point,
but he
good
still
point.
he still has time.
I don't know about that. I
Another
don't
good
know.
point.
He's got to do something really big, like start a kids show with puppets for
True.
to
He
get
could
a
easily do
documentary.
that.
He so would though. He'd be good at that. I think.
Yeah.
But he has to
Just
be
be
like
Mr.
the best
Rogers.
of his kind, the best of his time.
The best puppet guy.
I feel
He
like
be-
Paul Rudd.
And
could
also, the
play
Daniel the
Mr.
Tiger
Rogers.
still lives on.
True. I always
And
forget
that
Daniel the
affects
Tiger still
tons of
exists.
kids.
Who the fuck is
Yeah.
Daniel the Tiger?
That is one of Mr. Rogers' like main puppets.
Pets.
Oh yeah,
They've turned it into like they've done a Daniel the Tiger spinoff.
I didn't know because I thought he was a pedophile. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Your
it's
view of him is warped.
3-2 in favor of Rudd right now.
Well, I mean, everyone knows how I feel about Mr. Rogers, regardless if it's fair or not.
Rudd just not a champion.
I agree with you. He's not a
think so?
champion.
Is
But
Mr. Rogers
he's like
a champion?
He's like a sneaky
Yes.
guy. He's like a sneaky
For
guy.
most beloved,
Paul Rudd,
Mr. Rod.
the bracket broke his way. He got good matchups.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mr. Rogers started a show. He was the
But-
creator.
I will say this: I haven't done it yet, but I am aware of how wrong I was. So
Here's your chance to make it right.
And I want to make it right.
Yeah.
And I do agree that I think Paul Rudd is a false champion in this regard. It should have been Bob Ross, at least going.
So you're going to tie it.
I would take Tony Hawk over Paul Rudd.
Oh, Tony Hawk's a good one.
I agree
People
with
do
that.
love Tony Hawk, though.
I
Yeah,
agree
Tony
with
Hawk's
that.
Think about Role Models. Role Models is such a good movie.
It is.
Think about role models for your life.
Think about I
Mr.
Love You,
Rogers.
Man. Think about
One-fourth.
this.
So you're going to give one to Mr. Rogers
Oh,
instead?
Living with Yourself was that show, by the way. That I was
I'm going to give it to Mr. Rogers.
Wow.
Okay, so we're tied up, and the Gooch Man gets to break Paul Rudd versus Mr. Rogers.
Wow.
This is hard.
It's really hard.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Beautiful day for a neighbor.
Roll.
Oh, wow.
We are
Play his
champions.
fucking tune,
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers.
You know, I suddenly want to take off my shoes and put on some
Yeah,
house
yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
Shoes.
I'm trying to fold my sweater.
Should be my incredible composer as well,
Couldn't be
musician.
mine, couldn't be mine.
Oh my God, that was
won't
fun.
you be
I
I feel better.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
I don't.
like a weight
He's
is
a better
lifted.
champion. I agree with
Yeah.
Rudy.
I don't think he is. Mr. Rod in 2023, we're voting fucking
That's
Mr.
why.
Rod.
Legends
I
live.
don't know. Yeah, legends do live. I also want to address earlier. I said that Ken Jennings was from New Jersey. I was wrong. He's from Washington. I was confused with
James Olben
a
now?
guy. No, there's another guy who was on
J. Pauly
Beauty and the
D.
Geek. Beauty and the Geek from my town. And
Common.
Ken Jennings, I think,
Big
was
mix-up.
he was popular at the same time. And Nerds, Geeks, Jeopardy. This guy, I just wanted to get that on record.
Winner of episode 59, Most Like People, is Mr. Rogers. He was our what? 9 seed. Good win for the 9 seed, I think. He probably could have been seated higher.
He definitely could have been seated higher.
For sure.
Yeah. Thanks to Rudy, Caroline, and Keeks for all joining us. Make sure to listen. Are you guys going to be subscribing type of deal or?
Oh, rate,
Ideally.
subscribe, follow, like.
Follow,
Please end
adore,
this.
obsess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
To make fan art?
Yeah.
Fan art.
34 stuff.
Active Tommy hater merch.
I
coming
seriously
soon.
will quit the podcast and the company if you make that shirt.
But we also have an Active Tommy Lover shirt. We only have one supply, so only
Well,
one person can get it.
And also it'll be white on white, white text on white shirt.
Tom
Yeah.
to Tom.
Make a lot of Rule 34
New
art
York.
about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be back next week with a new topic. Maybe we should do most disliked.
I would love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hating is
Or
just
maybe we
way
save
more.
it.
Hating is
Hating is so
way,
fun.
Way more fun.
It is so fun to
hating
hate.
is so fun, but you have to be careful with you can't do because Hitler's just gonna win.
No, what we do,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
political figures will
No,
be
no,
allowed.
no.
No political
Celebrities
figures allowed.
only.
Right,
Yeah.
agreed.
Okay, so we'll be back next week with a new topic, probably that. And I think we're gonna have a special guest for after no episodes, but we flirted with him a lot coming on. Brandon Walker, I think is gonna be there.
Oh.
Good
I
addition,
flirt with
yeah.
Brandon
That'll be-
Walker quite a bit.
Yeah,
Hey,
so that'll be a fun
guys.
one. So we'll see you guys next week.